themselves in the top 3 just now. Unfortunately, due to their hesitance to check the shack and also didn't scout out for the last play of NKT just now, kind of bit them back in the back. But let's rewatch the highlight brought to you by Voin Donkey. Now,
Well, who says you need the circle to get the chicken dinner? Voin Donkey came all the way from Stammer Kamishki to the potato here to score this one. And they bring home 22 points. D Xavier, 14 points. RRQ, 10 points. So that is your double-digit club team in page number 1. But we also have Sem9 together with Talon. 7 eliminations and 6 eliminations each to bring them up onto page 1 as well without any place-on points.
Speaking of without, there's going to be a team without elimination points. This is unusual from Vampire to actually just go for placement points without eliminations. That's very unusual and weird indeed. So we don't know what they have in their mind right now for their strategy this season, but it sounds like they toned down quite a lot of their performance. But the only team without any points here right now is going to be FaZe Clan. 0.
When we had a decent amount of screen time for FaZe Clan, but it was because they lost that compound fight versus Morph that they did not get anything out of that, and with that they went out without any points at all. So too bad for FaZe Clan in round 2, but now we look at the overall scores. D Xavier still the most consistent on the all, number 1 at this moment with 30 points, while Sem9 is behind with 24 points and Voin Donkey 32 points, and then you have an 8-point gap with Boom Esports with 14 points.
Quite a stretch here, 3rd and 4th place. I don't know if it's okay for us to say it's still early. I think it's never early. Every single day of every single map of Super Sunday, we only have once, and these are the points that will contribute towards the grand finals later on. So the team that actually at the very bottom is not too far off. Roy at only 2 points right now, but it's within reach for them to catch up. Anything can happen for the next one. And when it comes to the second page, at least the gap in between them is still not too far. So I think it's definitely going to be a turntable for the next one.
Oh. Whether it will be a turntable for our top fraggers or not, yeah, hopefully not. That is, they still want to remain as the top fraggers. Vexy came in with 6, followed by Spider 10, who survived the longest for NKT, still able to come up with 4 eliminations, and Linux 4 eliminations for Talon, and Zeta was here with 3 eliminations. So 2 representatives from Void Donkeys in the top 4 fragging department here. And they'll be pretty happy with that, especially with the points collected overall.
I mean, for Void Donkey, you can see how they're playing their gameplay, centralizing over to the side of Zeta, and things have been working out for them, going alongside with Zeta always going for the flank side instead. But so far we have our chicken dinner, very different teams and very different flags. They're flying over for our first match and second match. Who will get this second wrangle of the day before we head ourselves into the break? Can it be the ties? Because we haven't seen the ties waving their flags yet.
Yeah, and with 2 different regions getting the chicken dinner, one from Vietnam and one more from Indonesia, so we still have a chance to see multiple regions, or at least all 4 regions getting their own chicken dinner on the board. I mean, we got a total of 6 games, so there's a lot of space for them to bring it up there, to put their flag up there. But we're going into our final wrangle before our break. I guess with some of the change of the drops, right, I would want to pay a bit more attention to Sem 9 since they took a mid to the base in the absence of Team Tandem. Whether it will be flight dependent or not, assuming that if the flight is far away from main to the base, will they still force their way down? Probably not. Normally teams won't do that. So I would expect Sem 9 to be a bit more versatile with their drop spot based on the flight path.
Now, speaking of Sem 9 in SMB early on, don't forget about Vampires who actually share the same spot how Sem 9 actually plays. Now, Sem 9, I think they are still trying to adapt, but I can see the Vampires trying to change up their strategy here. I think they're trying to go for the late rotation, play around the rim or the outer circle. It feels like they really extremely struggle to adjust themselves to their new plays. And maybe it's a bit too soon for us to say this, and we're definitely not pro players to actually say this out loud, but it's unusual to see Vampires not playing aggressive and play the center. That's what they do best, and it feels like a bit of a loss here if Vampires don't play with their strength.
My theory about their drop is that they probably was thinking about taking that boat ride from the left side of mid to the base to Primos, but as they land, they might notice that, oh, there's actually no boat there, because you will only know after you jump from the plane, and then when the area starts to render, then you're only able to see whether there's a boat or not. So they probably kind of bank on like, okay, there might be a boat there, and that is a boat spawn spot. But the RNG didn't favor them. No boat, then they had to change their plan. They had to get their vehicle and do something different instead, which is taking the right bridge into the circle. So probably they had to readapt to from their original plan in that situation.
And also for them to go back to the drawing board to recalculate the odds if things don't work out how they hope it will be, because if based on just luck and RNG for hope of getting a boat there, that definitely didn't work out well for them. They definitely have to opt out in case things didn't turn out like the boat didn't turn out today. So at least they have a plan B waiting for them to be prepared of, because just when they will overstay themselves, they just overextend their stay in the blue zone, and it did work out so well for the side of Empires. They didn't get any elimination. Yes, they survived long enough, but unfortunately that's the only point they can actually get, and there's going to be a lot of disappointment by the fans as well, because everybody wants to see Vampires in action. We don't see them in any actions just now.
Well, that's the thing, right? So if we take the same theory of Alliance like yesterday, right, and we talked about like why are they not able to get as many eliminations as they would like. I would say the same pattern applies, right? Because majority of teams start to play in the middle of the circle, and if you're a team that likes to come in a little bit later, which is fine, right? Come in a little bit later, but the objective is perhaps like, oh, we want to get eliminations, then you'll probably be disappointed that, oh, the teams are not by the rim. A lot of teams are playing in the middle, so you have to go inside and inside and inside. So as you travel, the further you are traveling, the higher your chance of being shot down by other teams. So perhaps Vampire forced to move to plan B, which is they had to travel a long way, come in a little bit later, and maybe that's why they did not have the opportunity to gain elimination points.
That's how we just concluded. Maybe they're trying to a new place for the Seven Pies. We're gonna have to wait and see. Maybe it's quite early, so maybe they're just warming up as well. But also when it comes to the teams that we haven't seen a lot of their screen time here, including probably like team. Who else that? NKT. We did see that one particular player that do have himself quite in the center for a long time. RRQ did see them coming up and showing up in the very last minute. Another one that we haven't seen them perform here, including Gig Fam. 7-9 definitely on fire here right now. They're just aiming for those eliminations. They don't really care. It's going to be a bonus for them if they got those placement points. But for the teams that known for their spot and their hot performance, Gig Fam, where are they?
Well, yeah, we haven't seen Geek Fam perform, but we will see a swap here that Redface is subbed out and Axel is in, and that happens before the break. And I can understand this kind of swaps like as fast as possible whenever they see fit. It's because you're only playing 6 games and that's it for the Super Sunday, and Super Sunday is really, really crucial. So I can understand that, okay, you don't even need to wait for that break. If you see something necessary, you make that change. So that's so far the only change in this round that that was done by Talon.
Talon. I feel like Redface probably will be safe for Miramar. That's what's the case here most of the time. Maybe it feels like Redface feels like he wants the team to warm up without him first, because he wants the rest of the team to, you know, keep warmed up until when he's back up in the game. But everything that we talked about is just theory. Can they put it in practice right now as we head into our second Erangel?
Erangel number 2, and it's the Erangel before the break, and we're gonna get a different sort of fly path than before, and I see hospital there, so this time the fly path is going to be on the left side instead, moving down to military base. So pretty similar diagonal, but different area this time. But that also means that 7-9 could potentially still go to military base with this sort of fly path.
Oh, we're gonna have to wait and see. But a lot of teams dropping themselves quite early on, including Alter Ego and the rest like Boom, Roy, Talon, even Vampires dropping early. So we assume they're gonna go back to their comfort spot, where you can be pretty more straight away. But it's all about the circle, really. If the circle just on top of SMB, there's gonna be a lot of early migration coming in, even if it's just stage number 2. Now, for the other hot drops, we're gonna have to see if there's any collision between the teams early on. If anybody want to just make it spicy early, and it might just be it. O2 Esports and Talon, let's go.
Wow, okay, very, very early, even before the circle pops, so we're gonna let the circle wait for now while we check out this action. Okay, looking at their utilities. Okay, Kid with the UMP, pretty decent weapon, first weapon, I must say. And his opponent on the outside, looks like Axel, no weapons left. Amazal gets the first knockdown to Linux, but the follow-up from Misery with the Scar L to take down Kit. Okay, so a bit of a trade here, but Talon, Linux, and Axel both down.
Follow-up from OT Esports is way faster since the rest of the crew is quite nearby, except for Fredo, of course, is quite far and is across the other side of the street, which Misery tried to take him down. I don't think he got enough weaponries, but he does collected some of the throwables. That pistol will try to have to put up to work here. Fredo do something magical with that pistol against the shotgun and the rifle. I think the Scar L finished off, but Fredo is making it difficult for even Misery. And he finished off the last member of O2 Esports. That's almost a botch, but he made it through anyway. Talon will survive as the entire crew will get revived.
Yeah, to a certain extent, this fight was forced because of the flight path that was put on all the way on the left side. And speaking about the left side, I believe the circle will be somewhere on the left because the counter, the meter counter did not show up. So it's probably around the area of Gaka. But we're going to have a glimpse of what's happening here inside of military base. So 7-9 is now challenged by Void Donkey.
Oh, we're not done yet. Morph next Talon, no break for them. What is going on? We didn't even get to see the circle yet. Even our observers couldn't actually pan out the map for us because there's too many fights going on way early. Morph taking on Talon despite they had some major victory against O2 Esport with 4 eliminations. Unfortunately, they have to find an exit out of this debacle. Like it or not, Talon cannot overcommit to its Morph right now, but lucky enough, if Morph not overcommitting and just check the compounds, they might be alive with the left of Talon players.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're about to do because they had their vehicle and they are driving past by straight into the compound. Okay, the other members of Morph is on the high ground, so they could definitely enclose this compound and finish off the remaining members of Talon. Okay, just a matter of time perhaps. And they do have time because the circle is here.
And they're waiting for the rest of the crew to arrive so they can entry in safely for the backup too, if follow-up needed. Flippy with the DBS prep in his back, level 1 of vest and level 1 of helmet. Linux just play it slow, hoping for them to, you know what, they will pass. They will just get along and just move on with it, but I'm not sure about Morph. They're still circling around. Flippy tried to bait them out. They're not taking the bait anyhow. They're not taking the compounds either for Morph. So, are they leaving? I think they probably will. Yep, they don't want to waste any more time. They don't think the compound will be worth their time since it already looted up by 2 teams before. So they definitely try to just go back to their looting phase and just ignore this and move on completely.
Yeah, interesting decision, I must say. I thought they would just finish up the job. But okay, that's a good lifeline here for Talon. Okay, let's check out the replay here on whatever happened between the fight of O2 as well as Talon. Nice nade by Amazal earlier on, but there obviously also gave away his position. But Yoru, wow! 1 single magazine spray to get 2 knocks.
Yep.
Oh, okay,
And that's
okay.
a shout.
Alright.
Before they lost 2 of their members just now. Next, M9 Void Donkey. Wow, it never stopped. Was it a replay as well just now? I think it was. There's so many fights going on across the entirety of the map. We didn't even get to see the circle yet.
Yeah, so I'm just theorizing that the circle is it's a god cast circle still.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess we need to wait for like the stage 2, then we'll get to see an overview there now that things have started to calm down a bit.
O2 Esport, the moment they land down, I feel bad for Fredo with that gun, with that pistols, he just make things work. He tried, he really tried. You can see he did put in some damage, but what a fast skirmish just now. Like probably 3 or 5 teams engaging in early fights. Usually just one pick off and then they're done, just move on. But it was an entire crew of O2 Esport being taken out of the equation early on. Void Donkey will leave and now going straight to the main peninsula. I think it's around Gakka. Yes, probably. Is it very close to Pochinki again? Now that's another question, because if it's a very similar circle, then a lot of teams will try to aim for that potato hills of Pochinki now.
But here's our highlight player from the previous round, Mr. Vexi. So far average eliminations of 1.1. We've seen higher numbers, but still maintaining an above 1 with this sort of high level tournament is not too bad. But nice people weapons here because it includes a mini 14, so a mix between a regular M4 that everyone loves and a mini 14. It's nice, and it's also nice the fact that there's no DBS there, so he doesn't stick to the usual.
It shows that Vexi do prefer long and mid-range fights overall, but for Morph, speaking of long range, there's going to be a lot of long-range shots from Alter Ego. As per usual, Rosemary always picked the fight, initiating the engagement between them and Morph. Zero's got himself a 2, and they're going to play alongside with the trenches here. There might be some other teams that will drop themselves around the trench area, the chopstick trench of Gatka. Morph, on the other hand, the moment they try to leave, it's going to be Alter Ego putting so much pressure with their long shots.
Oh. Warning shots to their unwanted neighbors, but looks like they're going to go in for the crash. Okay, here we go. It's Alter Ego. They don't normally shy away from a fight, especially now that they know that they have the advantage. And Tuyol will be eliminated by Alva. Hazel on the other side will try to retreat behind the building, hoping for his teammates to somehow save him. But okay, he's on foot. He's on foot. He better pray that Alter Ego doesn't find him.
He's praying for that, snaking his way into within the bushes. Hoping within the haystack he can get himself covers. Forced to break their formation. Now Morph. Down to 3 players, but Hazel being surrounded. It's gonna be them baiting it out with a vehicle. He given up his position with the Nemo. Finding the Nemo indeed. And the Nemo name Hazel this time. Alter Ego. Squat down. Hazel is finally on his knees. Where are the rest of Morph? They abandoned the ship entirely. Flippy and Zero said, nope. Survive on your own, buddy.
Yeah, so sorry, man. You can unfriend us, but we can't do it. We cannot do it. We want to keep our jobs at least. Oh well. Looks like you need to wait for the break then before you continue to play. But Boom Esports not waiting for any break. Got an elimination of the Paragen as they crash in onto their area. So the other members of the Xavier pushed to the corner by Boom Esports.
Here comes. He picks a shot from Pombet. Cutting across the haystacks just now. But the circle just shrinks into school, which is gonna be RRQ base compound. So RRQ will they try to capitalize and have control over the circle here, where they let it somebody else to take the school compound. But the Xavier's Levi taking those elevations, while Yummy may keep an eye towards the side of the Xavier's flanker. We have another team coming through. I think that probably gonna be Boom.
Lucky
Never mind, not
listening.
Boom, BTR. Oh, Face is Face. Sorry, Face Clan.
Okay, the moment you mentioned they showed up on the elimination feed and Tony K got Mormon, Venturis gets swept, and Stone gets Venturis. A trade back between the two teams as we have them on the mini screen right now. Stone down thanks to Mela. Mela down thanks to Nuzi. I mean, this trade is just going back and forth right now, but Vampire Esports seems to be doing fairly well. Not the fact that Tony K will pick up his Captain Stone.
Still couldn't be picked up. Face Clan being eliminated at another 0, forcing too much of a fight against Vampires just now. The Vampires will triumph, but the Xaviers eyeing out to a side of Boom. It seems like they're hitting a stalemate, but we have Raw in the fray. Vampires on the move. Will they actually commit towards this side as well? If they happen to be having that idea, we're probably going to have a 5-way war where the minimap shows us.
Yeah, especially if the circle goes away. So anticipating that perhaps to happen. But between the Xavier and Boom Esports seems to be a bit of a stalemate, even though Boom Esports, they know that they have the manpower against the Xavier. But Levi's, okay, he's on this high ground. So he's probably the one that's stopping Boom Esports from rushing in. If Boom Esports try to rush, Levi's will have that angle to try to stop them from arriving onto the next building.
But last we've seen Boom Yummy May know exactly Levi's position. That's why Levi also couldn't make an advancement to the side of Boom due to that reason. They do have an idea there's somebody up there. So it's going to be a bit of a stalemate for Boom versus the Xaviers. While waiting for them to start engaging, we have a bit of a glimpse of the circle will be right on top of school. Just like how I predicted just now. Will RRQ take advantage of this? They can gatekeep so many teams, but Talon's are the wisest one. Even though they have only 2 men left, they're coming up from the north, which is pretty clear entry into the circle.
3 choices for RRQ: school compound, school apartment, school high ground, and they choose school compound, which is great for one single team to be there. If you go to school apartment, a lot of teams can still come by. High ground is still pretty open. So school compound, perfect. Now, Boom Esports looking for that perfect entry into the final few members of the Xavier, and they will get it. They will take out Lamborghini. 1 more to go on to the 2nd floor. Razy tries to land his DDS, but not able to do so just yet. So the teammates could follow up on the Nate. Nate tries to buy time by tossing that Nate, but Nate! That's 1, that's 2! Nate! Defended his ground!
Despite his Nate was a bit too early toss over that side, but he still managed to secure those 1 elimination by himself. And now he's stopping Frenzy from pushing forward despite they had more men before. Boom! This is something they have to recalculate once more, but Nate is not done yet. He's cooking up the Nate, hoping he can actually finish off the rest of Boom. And thanks for that, Vampires happen to be passing by. And Nate will be safe just a tiny bit longer as Frenzy have no more support fire from Pombit. Vampires will take both teams and both matter into their hands now.
And Tony K will pick up that point out of Pombit. Now Frenzy is going to be the next one. Tony K is going to be the one again. And now it's only Nate in this building. They probably anticipate that there's someone there because Boom Esports, they had a lot of focus by Schweppes. Perfect, Nate. On to the third floor. And D-Saber is out as well.
What an angle just now by Schweppes. Vampires, they're definitely pushing up their numbers. Despite they didn't get any elimination, this is redemption time for Vampires with 8 eliminations. Knowing, you know what, we play late, not really working out well for us. Might as well get into and play at the rim of the circle, not staying too much in the blue zone. Did pretty much make an improvement based on their last performance and compared to this one. Now Vampires with 8 eliminations, who else they're aiming for? Right now they definitely spotted our alter ego players to give them a bit of a long shot. Greetings given. Will they respond to the greetings from alter ego? Vampires, Tony K definitely not happy about that greeting now.
Yeah, playing the Primos drop again. Looks like it did help out Vampire Esports' timing. So we can see the comfort of them coming in at the right moment. So great work there so far for Vampire Esports. 8 elimination points as of now. Looking for more as they need to make up to the last 2 rounds. And they will be making their travel real soon because now a lot of focus is onto the area of school. Okay, school apartment. Look at how crowded it is. There's at least like 5 teams there by now.
Fires open up. Shot out. And it's going to be the center battlefield between Team Secret and Sam9. BTI in the fray too. Seems like it's going to be a 4-way battle. But RRQ, will they stay quiet or will they start engage as well? Vampires are just bulldozing every single team to get into the circle. They don't have a can in the world right now. We want to get into the safe zone. Let us be or you'll be trampled down alongside with the rest that they've been eliminated early on. But BTR managed to take down the rest of the Gig Fam crew, leaving only 1 player alive, and it's nothing else of Gig Fam.
No points at all for Gig Fam this time, so they remain at 5 points before the break. As for BTR, now in the school apartment with 2 other teams, including Team Secret across them. Expect more teams to come though, especially if the circle comes towards here, because you're moving to stage 5 in about 2 minutes 20 seconds. And Sam9 is on the other building, so 3 teams there is. So because this is a school apartment, urban, everyone has their own apartment. So expect that these teams will not really make those big moves yet.
It's back to school, boys. And BTR, they have only 2 eliminations, but they definitely have quite a prime spot here. Got themselves this apartment building, quite a multi-level apartment. But Alter Ego, where would they go next? They've been greeted by Vampires before. They are parting ways and moving in the same direction as Vampires. They're picking a poison here, which can be Roy. Roy do have those elevations. Junos and the rest of Roy. Juke dropping a big one. Stopping Alter Ego's momentums here at a halt. But Boychill will try to find an opening for the rest of the team to just slowly sneak into Royce's compound.
Yeah, Boychill now trying to buy enough time because they need to go for the revive. And Junos with the Scar L. Oh, Boychill's pretty low. Now he needs to retreat as well. And Junos has his own angle from the top of the sniper tower. Okay, pops up the smoke. So at this moment, Car gets Boychill finally. The other members of Alter Ego, they're back up. Now Boychill is the one down. He needs to be safe instead.
They're building the smoke barricade so they can revive on Boychill, but problem is Roy is not giving them that space. Hunts for you next, Car. Playing attack team alongside with Roy, alternating between them to pick out, but Vampires want a bit of Alter Ego too. Tony Gage has shot away Rosemary. They've been surprised from the back. Alter Ego didn't see this one coming over left. Alpha just within the smoke, hoping and praying and hanging on as long as he can, but Vampires surprises 2 teams at the same time. Roy will have to shift their focus towards the side of Vampires now and have to leave Alpha alone for a bit.
And Vampire, they are now dominating with 10 eliminations. And looking for more. Okay, passing by the Porsche. They now have information. Whoa, immediate crashing of the JK. Man, this is Vampire Esports in beast mode. Tony K now down. They need to say Tony K, but taking out Junos is not going to be easy with the sniper tower position. It's the Junos who want to pick up that point out of Tony K.
It's a bit tricky to take Shunos out, but he got himself a vantage point up here. What a clear view for Shunos, and a perfect angle for him to just pin down everybody else. I'm surprised Alva's still alive. We're still trying to snake his way out of this crossfire. And Alva not being spotted by Roy nor Vampire. Give him some time to just hold on. Problem is, he doesn't have too much. He needs to replenish his resources while Vampire's crazily in frantic mode try to just bulldoze everybody else that along, and they will try to cross paths with them.
Oh, here we go. Just onto the next room. Nuzi going in for a chase with the SLK. And Nuzi now swap places with his teammate Shrubs, and they seem to be wanting to go for a wraparound. Not a direct confrontation just yet because it's not really clear as Junos is on the left side. Nuzi sees his target, but because of this building, it's not going to be that easy for them to land those shots. And finally they did, and now Junos is going to be putting focus onto them too. And those two players from Vampire Esports can be all in on the Junos.
Junos playing smart, trying to confuse the players with the buildings right now, and he exiting out and going to a different building entirely. The building being played by Maze here, as Junos being the mastermind of them all, tricking Vampires to go into one direction and just flee towards the other entry and the other exit out. He's slowly sneaking his way out of the crossfire and waiting for Vampires to just show themselves again. And Alva on the other hand got himself those elevation, but the next circle will still favors these three teams with very small amount of play left on their side. It's going to be 2v1v1. So Vampires only have 2 players, and the rest of Alter Ego and Roy also stands as solo. But the others in the center seems to be having some great time too.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much by the side, so unlikely that the circle will still be here. So they need to figure out a plan if they still locked in with each other. Was Seven interesting enough? He has that high ground, so he wants to steal away, maybe exit frags later on. As Shrubs tries to find the target on the Junos. Man, this Junos guy, he circled around the building. He was pretty obvious of where his position was at, but Vampire Esports, I guess because of this urban area, it's not easy to land the direction on the Junos.
Yep, but I have to give respect to sort of Junos. He's playing it so smart with the buildings. Despite it's an urban warfare for these 3 teams, he played well. But it's going to be judgment time for those 3 teams as Circle will hit and shift again in 35 seconds left. Axel, that's going to be the last, not really last, he got another play going on. His AUG already prep up in case somebody trying to just push him away from his small shack. But we do have, I think, Void Donkey nearby. Need to stay quiet, but Axel, it's a bit too early for him to just toss that molly. He just gonna pop the smoke. Will give away his position though.
Well, it could definitely give a clue to the other teams, and then it will be a matter of whether they want to try to go in for it or not. It also depends the circle, I guess. So let's see stage 6 circle. Oh, school compound where RRQ is at, and they're sharing it with another team. So that's going to be a very popular spot. But all the teams in school apartment, 3 teams there to be exact, will all need to leave.
RRQ, despite they are the master of the school compound, but they still have no actions made. 0 eliminations, and Vampire is actually still hunting for more. 13 eliminations. Look at that number. They definitely try to redeem from their last run, didn't score an elimination, but Axel, like we mentioned just now, he gave away his position the moment he popped the smoke, so that's why the nades galore happened. And unfortunately for Roy, that's gonna be the last member found it out by the other team, or maybe even the Blues, and the circle shrink. Everybody's on the run, they're all making a move. Who will collide here?
Hey, here we go. This long ride here. Long and scary ride for Boy Donkey. Oh, okay, they've been shot at. Okay, but so far not showing up on the elimination feed. That means they're so far so good. Okay, the members of BTR now moving in as well. Okay, but they're moving up onto the northern side. Okay, I wonder how far they will go. But RRQ, they try to defend. Oh, road points by BTR. 3 vehicles into the Boy Donkey, my Boy Donkey. Are they still alive? No, no longer. Eliminated by BTR just like that.
Brutal way to come in. What a grand entrance by BTR just now, taking every risk they can actually do, but Vampires and Alter Ego can actually just steal away the points from the sides as well. Don't know was that a wise decision, but they did what they have to do. Next, Team Secret versus Sam9. Alter Ego being eliminated by Vampires, I assume. But Sam9 leaving only Sam9 U-High here. Break is down 2v1. It's going to be an inside compound. U-High found himself a nice window pane. And that's going to be painful for Team Secret. Down to 1v1 between U-High and Strong won it over.
And the Team Secret reigns supreme at the school apartment now. They need to find an exit plan, as GK will be revived before they do that. They should still have the time. As they move back over to the school compound, BTR is there. Okay, high ground of Rosal. Here we go. Vampire East was moved out of Rosal. Now they have high ground advantage against Talon. They see the movement of Talon on one side. On the other side, they shouldn't be too worried for now. All they need to do is focus onto the 2 members of Talon to pick up their points.
15 eliminations by Vampires. I think they scored the one against Alter Ego as well, that just add into their eliminations points by now. Lennox challenging Straps and Vampires is actually on the adrenaline rush. What a nade! A perfect nade, a perfect run today by Straps. It is so much work for the team. Wonderful plays with the hand grenades. Here comes another toss. Make it double. Just finish off from afar.
Man, might as well, right? Make it 20 maybe. Let's see if they can do that. Okay, RRQ now. Fnatic knocked down by Team Secret. And Team Secret, they're rushing in. GK is left on the outside to dry. I doubt he can be saved. No mercy. Will need to be the doctor now. As comes in, arrives, and he will infiltrate the school compound.
Oh, Nuzi. Here it comes. We haven't seen Nuzi play for a long time. Straps and Nuzi as a duo. Seems like very deadly right now. They are biting everyone neck and giving them poison as well. But unfortunately, Straps found it out by Axel. Wow, what a timing! He was spraying to a Straps, almost lost Citic off. Well, the Nuzi made it on time to save him. What a save!
Wow, still able to save in time. So they can still play as a duo. And as a duo, it could still happen for them at this stage of the tournament. Man, this is going to be huge. Okay, anyway, we come back to the school compound and RRQ forced out. And unfortunately, they do not have the circle. So Zone will be onto them real soon. They have to find a way through. RRQ, 3 players. But it's not going to be an easy rotation for them. If they go from the outer side, it's BTR that's going to be waiting instead.
Welcome back, Newsy, into PMSL. It's been a while now. But like you mentioned, the inner compound seems to me a bit more frantic than the usual ones. Newsy spotted out the GOT, who's supposed to be the flanker for the side of NKT, but the problem is their cover fire is a bit busy with something else right now. BTR losing man. I don't know which team shot them. Is it going to be RRQ and NKT? But BTR definitely surrounded. They're still squared down around the wall area, cornered down. Satar couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, look at him. He's really low right now. One more puller onto him and he will be taken out, but he managed to heal up though. The God's still putting a lot of attention to Satar. Spider 10 as well there. I mean, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. He has only that one small space to play with. Now Newsy has arrived, and Newsy, look at this. He has a view onto all the members of NKT, and they still have that circle with them.
Let's go, Newsy, the comeback version 2.0. Let's see where and how far can you go. Can you actually score the chicken as a duo alongside with Schwabs? The God spot the outside turn. That's going to be another 3 eliminations on the side of NKT. But back towards their backside. NKT repositioned to help the God, knowing the fact that the side of Empire is already on that side. While RQ also giving them a bit of pressure from the sidelines. This is their lair. This is their drop spot. They know every nook and cranny like the back of their hands. But Newsy taking advantage of what RQ putting the effort on. He will try to steal it away, and Struts giving it a go against NKT. Now they're being sandwiched. Vampires, 18 eliminations. There's nothing to stop them.
Well, they could still potentially break the record. There is enough bodies for them, but they have to take out all the remaining players on the battleground, and they will be at 23 points. They will break that record held by Morph. Okay, let's see if they can do it. Oh, Asa took out the guard. Okay, at most they can equalize the record right now.
Woo!
So here we go. Okay, trying to take up Fnatic. They still have this high ground advantage, and that circle still, they have a bit of it.
Newsy's back here, guys. After so many seasons, we missed this Newsy. Look at the number 7 eliminations by this one guy. Used to be the legend, and the legend is back. With those elevations, still hugging some ring of the corners of the wall, but on the side of RRQ, due to the distance between Vampires and RRQ, they can actually have a bit of a revive. But Newsy, what a spray! Shrubs coming up from flank side, giving some cover fire and support to follow up whatever Newsy put in. Question is, will they have enough ammunition?
Well, one thing they won't have enough is bodies for them to break the record. At most they can get 21 eliminations now, but still, to answer your question, well, I guess it would depend on how much they are going to spray here. But Asa has abundance of bullets in his ammunition. So 181 in reserves. Shrubs now navigating down. He has 40 plus 48 now in his ammunition for his M4. But his S12K, well, yet to be known. But with this sort of distance, you might focus on using an M4. Newsy, tons of bullets. Not going to be an issue.
That's why Newsy the one keeping the pressure on the side of RRQ. But Newsy had it enough. He's just going to go in for the rush. Reposition himself with a slide of the heel. That will cover him temporarily. And Newsy taking a bit of a courage to push slowly forward. He knows that the circle will be on their side. This side is going to be the center. Like it or not, RRQ have to leave those walls. The moment we jump out, it's going to be a clear shot for Vampires. This is going to be the longest run without a full squad. RRQ, they had a 4, but it's down to 2v2 now. Shrubs reposition as well, following behind Newsy, knowing there's going to be a blind spot for RRQ. RRQ, Blue Zone is here. They have to jump out, and it's going to be Vampires. Can they score the chicken? Almost close with 18, make it 20 eliminations.
Oh, they can potentially hold on for the blue, because right now the blue... Wait, RRQ, they don't have the space to run. There's nowhere to run for RRQ. They cannot possibly hop over this wall. It's not possible. Oh. So it looks like they will deny themselves to the blue. That is it. They're going to deny away the point. And winner, chicken dinner to Vampire Esports.
Newsy was smart. He knows, okay, if we go down a bit later, the Blue Zone will share just like how it was sharing against RRQ. So they don't want to be in the boat of RRQ, knowing the wall, there's no exit out unless if RRQ willing to take a bit of a Blue Zone. He was super smart, but Newsy is back with Schweppes. And this is what we love about PUBG Mobile. Welcome back to these legendary players, and they're definitely active, as they got themselves almost 20, maybe even hitting 20 eliminations, 19 of overall. What a run!
And they got 21 eliminations last I counted. And looking at this, okay, there's a lot of numbers here. Yep, it's 21 eliminations, so great work here, Vampire Esports. It almost felt that with this sort of performance, the previous rounds were all forgotten now. And Newsy's damage, man, this is crazy. 1,434, and he must be the MVP. That comes in together with 8 eliminations, 392 damage received, 37% team contribution, and 28 minutes 53 seconds survival time.
What a spray just now. His aim was impeccable. It was sublime. Newsy, this is blowing our mind. He used to be, you know, everybody said, Newsy seems to be snoozing all this while a couple of seasons now, but he is back. And look at the damage, 1,004. And not just that, when it comes to the troubles, this duo had been doing so much work by themselves against NKT, against BTR, against RQ. All of them didn't stand a chance. RQ, unfortunately, it was a bit too late for them to leave those walls.
Yeah, and they didn't have the space to come out at all, so their only option is to deny themselves to the zone. Other than that, NKT made it to one of the top teams here, as well as BTR, who had a very, very eventful crash But here we go. Vampire Esports and their 21 elimination winner chicken dinner highlight.
So many clutch plays by Newsy, save Shrubs in the nick of time, and that's 19 plus another 10 points of chicken in a 29 Vampires. They didn't have any elimination in the last round, but this time they redeemed themselves with a whooping amount of total points, 29. But we do have a couple of other double-digit club, which could be RRQ and NKT. I mean, RRQ, that's their compound. Definitely, they know every nook and cranny about it. And NKT, that one particular player lost so long.
And also for the record, this time everyone on page 1 scored some form of placement points, so that's one thing. So elimination points probably next, or maybe some of the teams without any points. Okay, there you go. Geek Fam, FaZe Clan, and O2, no points at all. But I could totally understand because this is the round where Vampire Esports stole away a lot of points.
They are going frantic, this one, being a bulldoze vampire, a buffed up version of it. What a crazy run. This definitely pushed themselves way up the numbers too, straight to number 1 spot. With DX 1 point shy, pushed down to 2nd place, 29 points, Sam 9 at 3rd place, Void Donkey at 4th with 25 points, actually have a time with RRQ at 5th place down there, and KT is also going to have 1 point difference at 6th place, and Alter Ego at 7th place. Boom, 16. These are the team without the chicken, and Sam 9 the only on the top 4 without chicken yet.
Yeah, they just needed that one huge big round, and all of a sudden they are at number 1 right now, Vampire Esports, and everyone will forget whatever happened in the first Erangel now. But on page number 2, ooh, surprise, surprise. Actually, FaZe Clan is at number 16 now. Can you believe it?
Well, 2 maps, they went 0 back to back. They'll be taken out. Well, their first contender was Vampires, and that's how they went frantic all the way. Berserk taken all out. FaZe Clan, unfortunately, will be the first victim into the Vampires' crazy run just now. So, FaZe Clan, they have to rediscover another strategy to make sure they will avoid the conflict against the vampires is high on their momentum, with Newsy taking the top 4 gunslinger 1,434. And the second one is also coming up from vampires, and even the 4th place.
I know, right, man? Too bad Stone is not here, but hey, somebody has to play the support role at the other day, so they happen to be Stone. But we gotta give credit to Fnatic by sliding in between these vampire players as well, with 825 damage dished out. So if only Stone is part of this, right? Probably that would also mean that they would break the Morph record. So Morph is still the holder with 22 eliminations in the single round. Vampire now at 2nd place with 21. So the record is still being held by Morph.
Second highest, don't forget about Pandem, despite them not playing it today. Oh, still cannot get over that they've been pushed down with that 1 point. But it's gonna be number 3 for Vampires. Number 2, sorry for that, because 18-19 was a Vampires record just now, with the highest by a single person. I think it was Newsy with almost 8 by himself. So that's gonna be the record holder for now. Will they have more crazy runs in the next Erangel? Who would have thought Erangel will be the map? These teams coming up on the rise. Usually it's Mirama. Starting yesterday, a lot of things has changed in Erangel.
Yeah, so how much would change after the break? Probably some lineups, but we'll find that out later on, because right now we'll be heading on to a break. So we'll see you guys after this one.
गाइस जो भी नहीं हुआ जल्दी से लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब करो, यूट्यूब पे भी लाइक शेयर एंड फॉलो कर दो यार.
Hello everyone, welcome back after the break and back again with me Windy. Besides me, on my left side, there are two amazing players from Sam9. We have Yuhai and also Boboho. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hello. So, first thing, I want to ask Yuhai. So, Yuhai, how have the members adapted to Boboho as an IGL in Sam9? Because we heard that you guys have like 3 scrims in a day, and are there any issues with the team chemistry or language barrier for the team members?
Okay, Yuhai, pertanyaannya adalah macam mana teammate Sam9 yang lain mengadjustkan diri, menyesuaikan diri dengan Boboh sebagai IGL lah. Sebab kita dengar Sam9 ada 3 kali scrim dalam satu hari. So ada apa-apa isu yang korang hadapi? Adakah korang dibenarkan main secara bebas ataupun kena main ikut direction Boboho?
Kalau pendapat saya tak ada pun. Kita orang main scrim pun every session kita orang akan cuba benda yang lain, tak benda yang sama. So sometimes kita orang akan main agresif, sometimes kita main pasif, sometimes kita orang main tengah, tergantung dengan Bang Boboho mau main macam mana. So tu je lah.
Yeah, as for now, yeah, we still adapting with Boboho as well. But then in terms of that scrim, we have 3 scrim in a day. It's just like sometimes we play as how Boboho wanted us to play. So yeah.
So you guys often do his direction for the gameplay. And next, I want to know what changes that you noticed in Sam9 after the addition of Fyron and Boboho to the team.
Okay, menurut pandangan Yuhai sendiri, apakah perbezaan lah dengan keadaan tim setelah masuknya Boboho dan juga Firen?
Bagi pendapat saya mungkin pemasukan Bang Chung dengan Firen dia jadi pelengkap untuk kita orang. Sebab kalau yang kita orang tahu sebelum ni time saya IGL kurang sebab sosok yang kita orang perlukan tu macam kurang aja. Tapi pas memasukkan Firen nama Bang Chung ni kayak semuanya tu jadi lengkap lah. Jadi rapi, kita yang juga pede, chemistry juga ada, tinggal kita execute aja.
Okay, so basically, I would say Boboho is our missing puzzle, and our latest addition, which is Firen, is also like complete the puzzle because as we can see from last season, when back then I was the IGL, I think I still like something, but then when Boboho came in, everything went well for us. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, like Yuhai, do you feel like a little bit deja vu because you're playing with Indonesian players and now you're in Indonesia?
Ada rasa deja vu tak sebab main dengan player Indonesia and sekarang ada dekat Indonesia?
Saya rasa mungkin sikit lah sebab kadang-kadang tu usually sebelum ni kan saya biasa comms bahasa Melayu. Tapi lepas pemasukan mereka ni kayak automatically slang Indonya keluar. Jadi kayak kita tu komunikasi kita tu rata-rata pakai Indo semua.
Anjay.
Okay, so basically, yes, of course, I feel a little bit in deja vu because like before this previous season, I was communicating in bahasa Melayu. But then when Boboho and Firen came into the team, yeah, most of the time our team communication would be in bahasa Indonesia.
And I think it's all working out for today. And now let's move on to Boboho. So, Boboho, many say that Indonesian teams are always stronger than Malaysian teams. What do you think about the statement and why do you decide to join in Malaysian team?
Okay, buat Boboho pertanyaannya adalah ramai yang bilang itu tim Indonesia itu bisa dibilang lebih jago ataupun lebih kuat lah dari ketimbang tim Malaysia kan. Menurut Bang Boboho sendiri, apakah apa tanggapan dari Boboho sendiri dan kenapa kamu memilih untuk ikut campur di tim Malaysia?
Sebenarnya kalau dibilang lebih jago tim Indo dengan Malaysia itu mungkin aku ngelihatnya lebih ke regenerasi playernya ya. Di Indo itu lebih banyak daripada di Malaysia. Itu yang menyebabkan mungkin player-player di Malaysia tuh kayak nggak mencoba untuk grind karena posisi mereka tuh 90% masih secure. Sedangkan kalau di Indo kalau kita nggak grind, posisi kita akan tergantikan dengan cepat.
Okay, so basically, I think the difference between Malaysia and Indonesia, I think the most important thing is the regeneration part. Where in Indonesia, there's a lot of player that wanted to come into PMSL, but then in Malaysia, I think most of the player would think 90% that I would still in PMSL and I would not grinding as much as I need to. So yeah, in Indonesia, they are easily replaceable, but then in Malaysia, they are not easily replaceable. Yep.
Yeah, and you know, Boboho, wherever you are, I'm always rooting for you, Boboho. So for the last questions, Potato was in Alter Ego before, the 2 times champions, and now he is in Voyin. I want to know, because Voyin doing well for today, do you have any words for Potato or any Voyin's player, Potato?
Okay, so Potato sekarang ada di Voin dan Potato itu bisa dibilang ya 2 kali timnya itu pas di AE 2 kali juara dan sekarang di Voin juga mainnya bagus. Apa yang mau disampaikan kepada Potato ataupun anak-anak Voin?
Good luck.
Ya, good luck to Potato and Voin.
Good luck and good luck for you as well because we have like 3 more matches for today. So thank you so much Yuhai for this amazing interview as well. Boboho, thank you so much. And today let's get into the highlights.
And I love that interview from Boboku. Very insightful, speaking facts in the PUBG Mobile Super League Southeast Asia for 2024. And we're back after the break, ladies and gentlemen. So, 7-9 today have been doing not bad, I must say. But Vampire Esports, to me, they stole the highlights before the break.
I have to agree. When it comes to the interview, there's so many facts actually being spilled there. I think there's also a wake-up call for the Malaysian team, knowing the fact, you know what? If you actually trying to grind the Indonesian region, they will have a lot of challenges if you compare with the Malaysian region here right now. I think that's a wake-up call for them to bring their A game up. And not just that, I agree with you. I mean, like, I do have a lot of Indonesian friends. I've been in Indonesia multiple times. It sticks with you, the slang, and whenever you see an Indonesian, it will come out eventually. And that's just how fun the language is if you get to learn them every single day. But we do have the highlights here from Newsy, and we do know Lord Newsy is back. The man, the myth, the legend.
Loving this, right? And he has the least reaction on the wall. Just give a thumbs up, high five, and that's about it. But it doesn't matter about his reaction, it's about his performance. But looking at the head-to-head, of course, we're talking about average eliminations across all the games. So it's not only that ranked match. He's being compared with Yuhai now. Yuhai, in average, still has a little bit more as compared to Newsy, 1.3 versus 1.1, 269, 255, not too far apart. Assists to Newsy, 0.7, also not that far. When it comes to the team contribution, it goes a little bit more to Yuhai. So these two players, as of now, they are very comparable with each other.
Yeah, but the difference is Newsy stats across all the maps is not so much compared to the last one. So majority of the stats just now coming up from that match in the last Eranga where Vampire scored themselves the chicken dinner just now across 7-9's Yuhai entirety of his run. Now that speaks something when it comes to the facts, and I love the fact we have different regions with different names and teams across our chicken dinner board here today.
Yeah, but there's only one region that has yet to score the chicken dinner today. That is, it is from the Malaysian region. So looking at you guys out there, teams like Geekbam, teams like O2, teams like Sem9 will be waiting for their performance to see if they can actually pull one back and complete our flag collection. Ideally, like in the row, so it'll be pretty nice there. And then the last 2 flags, okay, it can be any other region.
Yeah, but when it comes to the last wrangle, this is for them to bring their A game. I hope 7-9, after what they said just now, they completed their entire roster. The missing piece of the puzzle already being completed, as well as Firen will be the last puzzle that they needed. The firepower that they need, the duo that he can actually work with for Yuhai. And also when it comes to the IGL, I love the fact that not many players willing to accept and admit their differences and their weakness. He actually mentioned that his lack of IGL when it comes to that field, he is not really as the strong IGL in the lineup. He actually mentioned it on live as well. That's something else entirely. Just shows the humility of a player. That's why he's one of the loved player across all the other teams out there as well. But speaking of which, I agree. Which Malaysian team will score chicken dinner for today, or will they even score at all?
3 more games to go. The possibility is still up there. So, and there are a good amount of teams as well to potentially do that. So let's see who will be the first one, or which Malaysian team will be the first one to take home the chicken dinner today, because it is the Super Sunday again, ladies and gentlemen. They'll be playing only these 6 games, and that's about it. But we're gonna see a swap here. So Mr. Very Energetic Moment is being sorted out for Nine Noise.
Yeah, FaZe Clan definitely need to have a swap here and have a change of a dynamic. Things they work out 2 games in a row. Both Erangles ended up with zeros. Even their Sunhawk map didn't work so well. But Alter Ego decided to put in Octa. This is not unusual. This is going to be the norm here. Every single time we're going to hit back from the break, there will be major swaps coming up from each of the team. I'm not surprised they swapped back Flyboy in. Even for the side of Boom here, Frenzy is out, Flyboy in. Who else are going to have the swaps?
Interesting. I thought Flyboy would come back for the Miramar match instead, but okay, he will have a run out at Erangel at this time. So as we also did discuss that the potential swaps will come in after the break, and we're seeing all these teams swapping up. So far, based on our graphic, no further swaps. So I guess that could be it. Everyone else is sticking to their regular lineup from before. Gig Fam sticking to the regular lineup, not making any substitutions, but today hasn't been the Gig Fam that we've seen in the group stage.
Definitely a different firepower coming out when it comes to the best of Group B coming into this back in the Super Sunday, Tuesday, guys. But it's going to be go time. I don't see the pick on Talon as well. We're going to have to wait and see. Will they swap for different maps later? And RQ, is Nepeko back in or not? Let's jump straight into our last Erangel map of our / Super Sunday Tuesday week number 1.
Here we go, the final Erangel in our Super Sunday as we head on our flight, passing by Jogopol. This sounds or this looks similar like before. Yeah, it's a similar flight path, I must say, starting from the area of South Jogopol all the way down to below Novo. So we might see the same type of drops like Vampire dropping back into Primos. They are very, very familiar spot, but hang that thought for a second. Looks like they're going to go for an early drop around the area hospital.
Vampire is going to drop Primos maybe around Quarry. I assume, I don't know why today's flat path favors more on the southern side these days, but perhaps we're going to have very similar circle as well then, because the earlier flight today, also starting off our first Erangel, we have very similar sort of circle around Pochinki, and then we drop into school. Will be Rosok or Ruins for the next one. That's going to be something to watch out for. And we had early skirmishes just now. Can we assume also early skirmishes even without the circle pop, just how we saw and witnessed in the last Erangel map?
Well, let's see if we will get the if it's going to be a similar circle. So the previous circle ended our area of a school, but we're going to have a very different circle, a northern circle. And this is the first time this season we're going to get a shooting range centered circle, at least for stage 1. So this will be a different shift of dynamics for the teams and for us to watch how they will navigate around us.
I feel like it might be Ruins later. Wait and see, because yesterday it was unexpected north as well for our last circle of Erangel too. So it seems like that's going to be the surprise for us, reserved for later. It's going to be the best for the last Erangel here today as well. Alter Ego spotted out FaZe Clan on top of Hospital, slightly on the north end. Jogopol, FaZe Clan Mela got chipped down a bit, down to 10% of HP. I think it's safe for him to loot up, just as long as he doesn't overpick around the window area, it's gonna be fine. So we've seen the best of Nuzi for quite some time. Can we see Mela back as well for FaZe Clan?
So far no indication yet of a change for FaZe Clan. Except that one change earlier on with 9 Noise. But when it comes to performance change, we'll keep an eye. At least for the start, they maintain their 4 players, although one player is pretty low. But he should be able to survive this. If he's knocked down, then he would have been out by now. So it should be fine. Unless something unusual truly happens. So other than that, no other unusual things that happen, as in like any other big challenges or vehicle tussles, despite it's like a sided circle. So I guess all the teams will have a fair share of starting point as they navigate through this new kind of circle for the PMSL.
This circle, I think a lot of players try to just loot up and within stage 1 find vehicle and just hop when it comes to stage number 2. So there's going to be a fast rotation indeed, and that's going to be a lot of crowd coming up from the south side of the circle. There will be teamed out by the teams. There will be gatekeeping. That's how they almost knocked down on Mela. Look at this in slow-mo. The tap coming from that AKM with that shot. Over 200 meters shot from Rosemary. How did he control those recoils with an AKM?
Plus the red dot. And he almost got the knock. Yeah, I appreciate the slow-mo though. At least we really get to see like, oh, one more bullet, yeah. But it just shows again the control that Rosemary has with his weapons. Even though with the red dot, with that distance, with the AK, AK is not the friendliest weapons when it comes to long range, but he's still able to control it just like any other weapon. So that's a good showcase, just to let everyone have a view of how it looks like when Rosemary does something like that with the slow-mo.
It's just how high caliber these players are. Huge respects for them. And the tracking is amazing too. We do have Boom sharing compounds just now around the Motown area. Now we're gonna have to wait and see would there be any collision between the teams. FaZe can definitely spot out a couple of bypasses just now. I think 9 Noise just checking things out with his rifles and see if there's anybody nearby. It's gonna be a peaceful start, of course, but it's down to stage number 2. We'll still be in the north or pull back to south where Ruins and Rose will be nearby. But Car, I don't think Razy has anything too much on him.
Yep, and he will go down. He does have that 1 point, and Roy will pick him up. First blood to Car from Roy Esports. Razy went out early without anything. Too bad because they were in a decent position for the circle. But now NKT gets another one in the pocket here by taking out Potato for Void Donkeys. And that's going to be point number 2 in this battleground, given away.
What a chase by NKT, following the crumbs from the side of Potato just now. Even though they are a duo on top of that vehicle, one has to go down, make it almost 2. Void Donkey managed to barely get it out from the fight, where NKT is running for blood here. They're definitely hunting for more. They're being more aggressive when it comes to how they rotate. Look at how proactive they're trying to find the spots, even circling down Void Donkey. I think they're definitely following the trails just now. They're not letting them go just yet.
Yeah, seems to be wanting to go for a semi chase. But Nuzi is not in the rush for anything. Nothing around his area except for the stats. 1.1, but again, those stats are like across the entire tournament. But if we were to just pull out his stats from the previous round, his MVP winning stat, man, that's a big one there. But something big is cooking here as well. Xavier and FaZe Clan, a trade between the two.
Nate have to pull this one off. It's down to him to make a comeback for these Xaviers. They're down to only Paragin knockdown. 1v1 Ventores and 80 DBS plays, but it's going to be a support fight from the back as well. Maybe, perhaps Mela still a bit far. Nate giving a bit a warm welcome there with the mollies. Just going to pop the smoke, even the nade, hoping it will connect somehow, but the jump shot of DBS Ventores will clip. But unfortunately, the reverse charm, and what?
Oh,
Fly boy, you naughty boy.
man. That was totally unexpected there from the high ground. At least he got a bit of a revenge for his fallen teammates and Flyboy. And that is his first contribution to the team after coming back as a swap for this round.
Sneaky coming in back and giving something to Boom straight off the bat when game started. Now that's cheeky plays from Flyboy. I'm loving this. We saw Roy did that before yesterday when he comes to the last chance, being a third party all around, just sneakily taking 1 points from behind. And it seems like Boom learning that from Roy probably. And it's pretty good stuff, despite they lost 1 man early on, but I have to give it to Flyboy that makes some redemption for the team. But the others though, these Avians, unfortunately, despite they have number 1 spot, now have to give it away to Vampires and even Sem9. Sem9, Team Secret in the blue zone, playing it late.
The only team tanking out the blue now. Interesting. I believe they moved from military base.
Guys,
So
जो भी
same
नहीं हुआ जल्दी से
strategy.
like share and subscribe करो and
Even though the flight path is as such,
Twitter पे भी like share
and
and
they have to
follow
go all the
करो
way
यार.
up to shooting range. Now that circle is 100% there, so no more guessing whether it's going to go to the main peninsula or onto the northern side. All the teams migrating, so expect those bridges, the regular choke points, will be one of the interesting fight points.
A lot of players will be thin out here. It's going to be sifting through from the southern side, depending on who's gatekeeping and how many teams gatekeeping on the south. But for RQ, they don't want to waste time. They're going to play the center and go straight for the north. BTR coming up from the northeastern side. Now, it's quite vacant and clear for now, but they definitely will bump into RQ anytime soon. We have a couple of late comers, including Sem9 just left SMB, and we have some bridge campers as well on the north Jogopol side. OTE spot, they shoot away. Vampires made a U-turn. They don't want to deal with this right now. They had enough with a lot of crazy run. So Vampires, they're going to stay peaceful for now. For how much longer, we don't know. We have to wait and see. Will they go crazy again for their next couple of stages?
And spots vacant for O2 since there is no Sersha this time in the Super Sunday. So they play the gatekeeping role with this corner circle. Very well done. Managed to chase off Vampire Esports. Not getting anything, but at least they forced Vampire Esports to turn back and change their plans, and maybe even having to use resources to tank out the blue later on. At least they wear down their opponents through that. And if they were to meet Vampire again, if that were to be the case, then at least they would have some level of utility advantage.
As long as they don't wear themselves out, that's going to be okay. And it's all about enough supplies, like you mentioned. It's definitely 100%. They have to be aware how much they have left in their tank and in their pockets too. Kick Fam, we don't see the best of them yet. We have bunker players here. NKT. This is quite a risky place, honestly. If somebody try to block them out and they try to pick out, it's very difficult for NKT to just go out from shooting range. If the circle happen to be just squeezing on the north till the maybe stage 4, 5 and 6 later on, it's going to be difficult for them to come out. So it's best for them to fan out, spread out a bit, just to make sure they have some infos regarding their environment. But Sem9 tanking still the blue. Same goes for Roy. Roy is coming in very late as well.
And O2 took their time as well, even though, but they're not too far away from the circle, so it should be fine for them. Looking over at Sem9's utilities, Bobo 4 first aids, it should be fine. But we're going to see the next circle anyway. Okay, circle, left side of shooting range. But okay, I was going to keep an eye on Sem9 and Roy on the south side. That could be a potential clash. They're heading towards the same direction.
They have to, and unfortunately, the moment they get into the safe zone, there will be Gig Fam and Talon waiting at the other end. So whoever stays latest, there's going to be some trouble brewing up for them. Vampire is coming from true south, which is going to be a clear path then. And Alter Ego seems to be bumping into OT Esports and Boom at the same time. I think Boom definitely gave them some pressure when they're coming in. But OT Esports have to squeeze into where they have so many gatekeepers waiting at the other end. Good luck, have fun, Team Secret. North is not anti either.
Oh, here we go. Fight starting to happen all the way up north. Team Secret looking for their next target. And they want to secure points. Drunks in will be safe, not going to be an issue, but break, okay. He still has a way up, so no worries there. He just wants to make sure that point is not being denied away by any other cause.
Put a lot of effort for that. Might as well finish the job. But O2 Esports down to 2 players. Alter Ego tried to wrap them around, but Vampires is yet to play. Tony Gaze around the corners. Be careful, guys. He's pretty good at getting off angle. O2 Esports a bit occupied against Alter Ego. Rosemary knocked down by the side of Fredo. Mano to mano fight, and Alta popped the smoke to revive on Rosemary, but Amazer cannot be saved as O2 Jump also knocked down. I think that's the last of O2 Esports. Vampires Tony K toss a nade and run. That's sneaky.
Okay. He tried that. But what's not sneaky is going to be BTR. They're making their attempt very, very open here. So here we go. They want to take advantage of the current situation. 7-9 just arrived and they came on to the northern side. Yuhai and Firen. It's going to be the duo on that area. One nade sent across. Leon Park avoided that nade. And he's slipping down. But okay, never mind. His other teammates are there as well. Okay, don't push Gen Force. Don't push Gen Force. Don't do that.
Oh, that might be giving some opportunities for UI to spray them down. BTR, what a debacle just now. Even the Mollies will actually make it not work out for them. Gen Force, the moment he parked himself in the front, he got shot down instead. UI playing tag time with Firen. Here comes those shotgun plays, guys. And BTR. That, I hate to say it, but I think the vehicle kind of misplaced themselves in that position just now.
I know, right? Maybe a bit of a block, maybe a bit of a push. I mean, yeah, that was probably a bit unfortunate. And also the fact that Team Secret was like behind, so you kind of like sandwich yourself as well. So, yeah, wasn't too sure about that.
Circle shifted away, and the one that actually playing around the cliff area. Good luck coming back up. GK, the last remaining member of Team Secret, now regretting his decision. Good luck climbing up. But Boom getting the center with Rosemary and Alter Ego will gatekeep RRQ, but RRQ will cross the street knowing a majority of the land will be on the south side. But look at the southeast. I mean, this is too much, and there will be a bit of sifting to do for the teams coming up from the south. A lot of thinning of crowd. By the end of the day, maybe only 2 teams coming out from that area.
Yeah, this kind of circle, man, it is very difficult because it's like hardship, and hardship. And it's quite ping-pongy as well, so it's really not helping the situation. So Talon, all the teams that do not have the circle, all the best in traveling. Roy in the same situation as well, but they're on the lower ground. And 7-9, okay, they've been traveling for the longest time. Right now, it's time for them to get into action, and it's against NKT.
It's a multi-level terrain first and a triple F. Who needs a gun when you can use a buggy? And that's going to be the most economically saved for Sam9. Next Spider 10. Can he actually do it against Sam9, Yuhai and Firen? Working as the deadly duo of Sam9, making it so confusing for NKT. Spider 10 have to flee. He's going in a zigzag manner, hoping he will dodge any bullet. But the problem is the terrain is quite difficult to visualize on the other end due to the curve and due to the vegetations in between and multiple layers of levels. There'll be some middle ground, very zero ground, and a very zero gig fam down there.
Another sad performance by Geek Fam, so to speak. So they will still be at number 16 now. Base Clan went above them because they got 3 eliminations. Not the Geek Fam from the group stages. But anyway, we have to move on with the 2 more rounds to go for Geek Fam. Hopefully they'll be able to bounce back. Firen knocked down by Asa from RRQ. The last we saw them, they were on the outside of the circle and they had to take lots of fights because of circling teams. And Fnatic will get Boboku too.
Roy, you need to leave that vehicle. Roy, you need to jump out that vehicle now. Vampire's also shooting the other way, and it's going to be boom and done. And Newsy scored it once more. Newsy is on fire.
Newsy still bringing on the mojo from the previous round. All right, that's going to be an opening for himself. Third elimination for Vampire Esports, still with the full team. And let's check out how the other teams will fare right now. Okay, Axel on the high ground, still on the outside the circle, but they have cleared off their front, and now they can come in.
Sem9 has to cut short for their run with 6 eliminations. Yeah, they're aiming for eliminations. I'm not surprised they've been eliminated early. They're playing so aggressively, but still a couple of scores down there. Back to as a team. 9 teams to go at stage number 4. This is quite fast due to the circle tucked into one corner. Everybody moving into the northern side, one direction only, and everybody coming up from south right now. And south is still quite crowded when it comes to the north. Only GK, hopefully the circle favors you. If it moves away, good luck, have fun going against this team. And it moves away. Boom, getting the center. RQ, look at the spread. They are trying to control over this circle, but Talon in trouble.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, this Nate. Okay, is he going to do it? Oh, Spider-Tan did not do it yet. Oh, wait. Oh, man. 2 nades on the Spider-Tan instead. That Spider-Tan was the one eliminated. He was not able to toss a nade first.
It's all about timing here. Back to the side of Talon. How to get out from this small shack. Morph definitely have so much information about this shack right now. And Talon kind of clustered up the 2 players there is. At least they barricade themselves inside. With a lot of vehicles on the outside too. Morph, they still want to deal with Talon. They're definitely committed to it. But the problem is there's going to be shots coming up from the side of across the other side of the hill entirely. I think that's going to be BTR. Not really. BTR being eliminated. Who was it again?
Another team? Alright, but we'll follow up because a lot of teams now dropping quickly. If we kind of look at it, right, we are stage 5, but we have 8 teams here. So Vampire Esports is now one of the teams besides RRQ that still is very well and healthy, and they are looking for eliminations. This is their time to come in. They managed to get a knockdown to Flippy, and with this wide spread here, they're looking for more opportunities. Okay, nade onto 0. This is execution time here for Vampire Esports.
Vampire is still angry. Also, they will be denied from the North Jokopool bridge just now. Definitely, they are angry to get all those eliminations. Stone getting on Flippy, and RRQ chip in the damage too. Morph plays themselves at 8th with 2 eliminations. Now, Tony K, can he surprise us with his angles here? Nice striking, unfortunately not connecting. For Shraps, he saw the entire crew of Boom. This is definitely going to be crucial information for Vampires, whether to commit or not.
Probably they are looking at the situation if any other team is close by. Okay, now it's Vampire's turn on to Talon. Okay, earlier on, Spider-Tan is not able to finish up the job. Now, Tony K will be interested in this. If he can land that 1 nade into the shack, which is pretty hard, but if he's able to, then he's going to get like 2 eliminations in return. Now, Stone is going to come in for the other side. So, 2 different angles of the Talon. The moment Talon steps up, Vampires will be there.
Morph tried to finish off Talon in a small shack too. They failed to do so. But Boom will be the main target for the rest of the other Vampires. Tony K just commit to this 2 players of Talon. Misery and Yoru, they have a bit of a reset, but Tony K, there's also RRQ watching over his side too. So he has to be extra careful, but lucky for him, Shrap's gonna give him some cover fires at the back. Newsy, just gonna do Newsy stuff. He's trying to find his target. Alter Ego Rosemary might be the next one.
Okay. Yeah, Alter Ego at this moment, 2 players left. But Vampire, I'm interested to see when they will make the big execution. But for GK, oh, the Lone Ranger for Team Secret. Last hit, GK, last hit. Oh, he survived it. Oh my goodness. Okay, No Mercy wants to find the angle. Very, very tight spot. But the tree is still protecting GK.
Problem for GK. Blues gonna start to hit soon. Like it or not, he has to leave that tree right now. That seems to be saving his life. Unfortunately, somebody else steal it from afar. So No Mercy, a bit disappointed, but at least that's a done deal for him. Tony Gay still dealing with the rest of Talon, while Vampires giving some information regarding the backside in case somebody tried to backstab them. So Tony K trying to scout if there's any extra teams except for Talon right now. Shraps probably will follow with Stone. They try to get the shack just now. Alter Ego Rosemary still lurking around the corners. And that's going to be the last of Alter Ego. Rosemary, the last man standing.
Yeah, Rosemary. Let's see how much you can get out of this. But Void Donkeys in the middle of the circle with the shack. Definitely will attract a lot of teams, especially RRQ. You can see them moving around. They're actively looking for their next opportunity. For Boom Esports on the left side, just got to be careful of the potential backstab by Vampire Esports. But so far, so good for them. They do have a small cover here. So no direct shot by Vampire Esports unless they choose to rush in. But Vampire Esports, they are still playing this fairly cautiously, I must say. And they are really calculating the next move on which route they want to take.
For Boom, they've been covered by the bunkers, so Vampires definitely cannot see them through. Rosemary, well, from Dacia to a buggy and now thinking about whether to go on foot right now just to, you know, save the patrol and save the economy. But never mind, the buggy is to go. He got himself 3 eliminations, 6 of total for Alter Ego, but where to reposition himself? There's so many teams out there across the street. And Boom might actually get the next circle. Tony K finally making a move against Talon. Yoru is down once more. Another player left, which is going to be Misery.
Oh, Tony K from the top. Okay. Amazingly, Talon is still in this when so many teams are eyeing them and want to take them out. And Vampire Esports have been up here for the longest time, locking them in. But they'll be forced to move anyway because they don't have the circle. So the zone will do its own work. So let's see how long more. Or will he deny himself to the blue? Or Vampire Esports will wait? Or Vampire Esports might think to themselves that, that 1 point, might as well focus onto the other targets in the circle instead.
Yep, they saw the shots coming out to the side Talon, which can be on the other side of the hill. RRQ's trying to pressure Misery out from that shack. Vampire is not happy. Their meal will be shared by RRQ, so they will deal with RRQ first. Look at how they hop onto their vehicles in an instant, knowing that, you know what, the blue zone will be real nearby to us. Might as well just move forward. And RRQ challenge Vampires to take their fight here. They will leave Talon Misery at once, since the Blues start to hit him anyway. Napega on the other hand, not willing to give it for free. So Napega going all the way out, but Alter Ego Rosemary finally being finished off, and the circle shrinks towards this side of the road, where Boom is still in there. RQ touching it, Vampires taking it as well. Asa going all the way out towards the flank to find the backside of Void Donkey.
And Misery denies that to the blue. But now Boom Esports and Vampire Esports, here we go. Boom Esports 3+. Okay, the Molly will stop Boom Esports from advancing while RQ is looking over their shoulders. Nate, after Nate lobbed the cross, but nothing landed onto Vampire Esports. Vampire Esports right now, they are prepping up, waiting for them to execute the plan. Shrubs looking for an opening, tossing another Molly. Trying to flush out the members of Boom Esports, but this angle is going to be pretty tough.
It's quite a risk taken by Vampires, knowing that RQ also will be shooting from that direction. And RQ keeping the pressure on and keeping their distance with Vampires. But Vampires dealt with enough patience there. The Shrubs getting on Flyboy. Stone next to the DBS to his Pombit. But Pombit fighting back with that the hand grenade. Newsy coming in. Shrubs pretty low himself, taking a bit of bunker covers for a bit to reset. Pretty low on the Vampires, but they are pretty having a good run. 10 eliminations across the board.
Well, now they need to deal with RRQ because they're coming towards the Vampires into the Batcave. As Void Donkey, looks like RRQ, they're split between the two teams. Now they're managing Void Donkey as well. Vexy is pretty low. Nabeko, naded out by Shrubs at the bunker. Vexy knocked down. And looks like a Vampire Esports. They bought themselves some time to revive Newsy.
Shrubs tossing the nade in case they try to rush into the bunkers area. Asa will have to deal with Void Donkey by himself. Vax is on the ground bleeding out. There's going to be 1 player left, which is going to be Mineral. If Asa deal with Void Donkey by his own hands there, it's going to be only 2 teams remaining. RQ can actually secure this chicken dinner, and it's a done deal. Asa and Napeko just finished off the last member of Void Donkey. Next is just going to be the Bat Cave fight between these two teams. RQ, will they rush in against Vampire?
Let's see. Because we still have stage 8 circle, but it's unlikely this area will be within the circle. Okay, nade after nade tossed by RRQ, hoping to land something, but it's not going to be that easy. So if they were to rush in, actually they do have the man advantage, but they don't have the information of the position of Vampire, the last two members of Vampire. So even if they rush in, they might be rushing in blind and they could be taken out. So they're not willing to take that risk yet. But now they are not really in a hurry because this bunker is not in the circle.
Yep, all they need to do is just wait it out. Whilst for the side of Empires, oh, Newsy, this is quite a risk to take. I think that's also Shrubs on the other side. I don't know if they have any more first aids to deal with this current situation. For RIQ, it's all about patience game. They don't need to overcommit themselves in there. Blue Zone will do its work, and it's going to be stage 9, hitting in 3 seconds now. RIQ almost 100% at Chicken Dinner right now. They don't want to botch this one, jeopardizing too much if they just walk down to that bunker cave. Shrubs taking the chances. Will they try and willing to take a bit of a risk here?
Yeah, they just need to play the lock-in game here for Vampire. As you can see, the blue is moving. And they're already emoting. Yeah, they know it. They know it. As long as they can keep them in, that's it. Okay, Nuzi gets knocked. Now it's a matter of them not allowing Shrubs to deny away the point. But Shrubs, he's probably thinking about that. Okay, whoa, okay, he fires back. And he's able to secure that point. Okay, that's a bonus point there for Shrubs. So not going down without a fight. He's not going to deny away his point. He will still go for it. But at the end of the day, it is still RRQ not dropping the ball against Vampire Esports.
Despite having some casualties, a fair trade for both the team. 11 eliminations on the side of Vampires and make it 10 for RRQ after the finish off Shrubs just now. What a run by the Vampires, and of course Chicken Dinner for RRQ. Their patience seems to be fruitful.
Yeah, patience is virtue and patience bring you chicken dinner here. So RRQ gets it. And we're still waiting for all the regions to get their own chicken dinner. 2 more maps to go, by the way. But great work here by RRQ. And it's not like they had a quiet one. It was a fairly busy one for them.
What a day here, especially for Napeko. He's actually playing back for RRQ and actually pays off as well with 5 elimination, 1000 over damage alongside with Fnatic / Aldogi brother. 926 damage being dished out, with the damage received the least amount of it, which is going to be Asar at 78. And he's taking himself some eliminations too. He's playing it smart.
Yeah. With the Scar L, not one of those long ranges weapon like Mini 14 or something like that. But of course, our MVP is Mr. PMP, Southeast Asia Terminator, the Beko, with 5 eliminations, 1140 damage. That's a lot for 5 eliminations. 382 damage received, 29% team contribution, and also a survival time of 26 minutes 57 seconds. The Beko, the MVP this time, and he has been very, very busy.
I feel like RRQ cannot swap Napeko when it comes to Super Sunday / Tuesday here because of how valuable the player is and how much he managed to serve up for the table of RRQ. But when it comes to the match recap of the top 4 teams, Void Donkey, Alter Ego, Vampires and RRQ, with the least amount of players starting for our last Ranger just now, Void Donkey just survived as a full squad at 5 minutes 28 seconds.
Let's check out the best moments here by RRQ with their Super Sunday Chicken Dinner.
Double 11 here for our top two teams. 11 eliminations by RRQ and Vampires respectively, with 21 points of total by RRQ, 17 for Vampires. But that's going to be the only two double-digit club for now. Alter Ego, thanks to Rosemary, they survived long enough to be in the top 4 just now.
Yeah, that gave them 2 placement points there to gain 8 points. If not, it will be 6 points. And 7-9. No points, no placement points, no problem for them, and they're still in page 1 with the 6 eliminations that they got, and they have been very, very busy since they travel a lot. They travel all the way from mid to the base, all the way up. And the circle kept going away from them, and the fact that they could still collect 6 elimination points in the process, that is pretty good.
But when it comes to the other teams at the second page, now will there be any zeros? Gig Fam, what happened to the mighty that has fallen when it comes to the Super Sunday? This is definitely a different Gig Fam that we witnessed during the group stage.
Yeah, felt absolutely absent here so far. Probably it's the map change that they're looking forward to after this, since we're going on to Miramar. Hopefully that will kind of change their fates. But let's check out the overall rankings. Because of that chicken dinner, RRQ is our number 2, and they're only 4 points behind Vampire Esports, and they have created a 11-point gap between them and D-Xavier. Not bad.
Yep, the Xavier's on the other hand been pushed down from number 1 on our first half of the day just now, just all the way to third place. That's a lot of fall down there. Sam 9 seems to be the only team on the first page that didn't have any chicken, but scored tie with the Xavier's at 35. But Get Fam barely got any progress here when it comes to Super Sunday, and our second half of the second page definitely did not hit the double digit yet.
Yeah, the 5 points that they've held have been pretty static for the past few rounds. Hence, they were pushed down by FaZe Clan to be at number 16 now. And let's compare the head-to-head between Napeko and Schwabs. Both of them came out with the same amount of eliminations, that's 5. But when it comes to damage, it favors towards Napeko with slightly more, 1,140 in total. But when it comes to assists, it's Schwabs with 2 assists and extra team contribution as compared to Napeko, since he does have that assist together with him. So that is comparing the number 1 and number 2 team, 1 player each.
Yep, for RRQ, just Napeko, I think it's not just him that pulling the trigger off for the team, because the rest of RRQ definitely dish in a lot of eliminations in there too. Vampires have a big chunk of the contribution from the eliminations of Shrub just now, but it equalized when it comes to the scores. 11 elimination each, with a double 6 later for Alter Ego and Sam 9. These are the teams that are aiming for those eliminations, but yet to see Malaysian flag or Malaysian team taking the chicken dinner. And so far, a lot of Malaysian teams are not doing so great, except for Sam 9 that's aiming more towards eliminations.
Yeah, so they are the best performing Malaysian team so far. So maybe, just maybe, they will be the one to take home a chicken dinner in the first Super Sunday this season. But 2 more games to go, and we're going to swap in onto a different map. We're going to end the day with 2 Miramas as usual. And maybe this map swap is what these teams are waiting for. They want a change. They're done with Irangos.
Maybe this is going to be the swap of the players too when it comes to Mirama map. And we do know I'm kind of scared for Mirama map. I really don't want to see Los Leones Urban Warfare anymore. I had enough traumatized by it, except for an Urban Warfare on top of Patrona, please, for once.
Yeah, that's the only exception. So we're still waiting for that. We haven't got that yet this season. We almost got it. We came really close. It went to minus Del Sur at once, but that is a urban warfare. So yeah, but yeah, if we don't get that, Impala we have gotten once or almost twice. Yeah, it was almost twice, but once technically. So if that's a repeat, that's fine. Or if not, just give us something totally different, because the circle have not went up north as well for Miramar matches. Maybe something that can be considered by the circle gods.
Yeah, but it's been a while we actually see a power grid circle too in Miramar. It used to be the norm, the usual norm generous circle, so we don't see that too often. A lot of Southern Circle, basically a lot of Los Leones Circle, to be honest. And it depends on the flight path too, whether the circle will actually contradict the flight path and whether the players want to drop early or later, whether they will go for their secondary drop spot or just go straight off the bat like their usual comfort zone. But do we see any swap of players when it comes to Miramar? Is Zaxi and Luxy gonna have a go? The legendary twins at it again.
And Zaxi is swapped in for Satar. So Satar is taking a break this time. Okay, interesting. He's going to play with
Luxy
these.
not playing.
Luxy is not in the lineup.
Oh, sorry.
Leon Pang. Okay. So academy player swap with academy player. Hans Jill will be in this time for the Miramar matches. Okay. It's interesting to see that even though at a high stakes match, that they still make this swap with the academy players. That's how much trust they put in the side for them. And we also have Alva swapped in for Boychill coming back again in the lineup.
Yeah, but Alpha usually always being deployed in Erangel so far, so I do see that Boy should probably be the Miramar player on the lineup this time. But we're gonna have to wait and see because just now they don't feel anything's broken. So far their performance is way better than their group stage. So we're gonna have to wait and see if the dynamic actually will work in Miramar. We do have Jaws coming in for Morph too.
Ah, okay. So we don't get to see Jaws that much. We probably got to see him like once and that's about it. So it's interesting to see that Morph is making this big swap here in this map. Again, this is still all high stakes matches because it is a Super Sunday. So every game counts. Even though if you're at last place, it will still count because you want to climb up as much as possible. And my boy, Mr. Joe, who I've been missing today. This time he is back.
He always plays the Miramar map as well because Triple F love Erangel more. So Mr. Joe, we can expect him playing sometimes Sunhawk, depending on the team and the coaching staff. But he always plays, most of the time he actually plays in Miramar. The other teams, Boom, will they have any swap as well?
Okay.
Nothing, I guess. Nope. Flyboy's
Yeah.
still there.
Yeah, Fondit's still there. Razy's there. Yeah, Yummy's there. So same lineup for them. For RRQ, well, it just came out with a chicken dinner, so it's like, we don't need a swap. We're cool. We're on fire right now. Keep the momentum going. So I don't expect right now to see any further swaps. I guess that will be all the swaps now for Miramar.
Yeah, Nepeko definitely one of the biggest assets for the side of RRQ, and he got himself one of the most grenade elimination around the stats of the last match. So I think it's too much big of a stake for RRQ to swap right now.
Yeah. I mean, he did come out as MVP, and they did score a chicken dinner. So keep it up, keep it rolling there. As we will be keeping our game rolling here in our next match, Miramar.
Oh, northern flight down to the southwest side. So it's quite a generous flight path here down to Valdemar. Evenly, just not too even, slightly on the northern side, but it's within reach for all the teams to drop wherever they fancy. It's definitely doable, even if they want to drop Puerto Paraíso, but they probably gonna need vehicles here and there. Speaking of which, it's down to the circle. I'm really praying it won't be lost during a circle for our first start of Miramar, but the more we don't want it to happen, the more it will be.
Yeah, it's just like relationships, right? The more you don't want that kind of person, the more you will get it. You know, I think a lot of people can relate. So
I can't relate to that.
Oh wait, you can't? Wow.
I can. I have really great relationships, though.
Wow. Very lucky, Mr. Manager. Oh, Mr. Manager, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mr.
this-
Manager is one of them. My past
Oh,
relationship
one
was
of
great
them.
too.
Oh,
I mean, he's definitely the final destination.
oh wow. Okay. That can sound very scary, so I will not
in a
elaborate
good
further.
way.
Okay.
In a good way.
Okay. I'll take the positive one, but we're not gonna get at least a centered Lost Learners circle. We're gonna get something different this time. Power grid
Power
in the
grid?
middle.
Welcome back, Power Grid. I love Power Grid because of how open the space is. It's not just that, the terrain itself is quite challenging. Uneven terrain is always going to be a bit of a problem for the players. We do have first contact made just now. I think Boom just lost one of their players. Who? We have no clue. We're gonna have to wait and see. But it's definitely one of the teams who actually scored one just now.
And it's 0-2. Kid that actually got it. And during that mini screen, I noticed that it was doing a vehicle tussle. I just couldn't confirm because the text was too small. But hopefully we'll be able to pan over to Boom just to be sure that which player is the unfortunate one to not even able to have at least a minute of game time.
I think he literally just landed from his parachute when he's been run over by the players of OTE Sport just now. We saw a couple of shots early on when players still hovering with their parachute across the map as well. These guys are relentless. They're showing no mercy at all when it comes to their thirst for eliminations, especially the teams up there. We're talking about Vampires. It has been crazy. And also Sam9 is going for the kills. Yep,
Okay.
he just landed.
Oh!
What? He just used a knife.
What?
And that's just he stole away. What a stab and slash and run away, stolen that vehicle moment.
What? Okay, Mirado open top. You could slash your opponent. Great. Okay, and that was. Oh man, okay. I'm trying to brain that, right? Like, yes, it's doable, yes, but you don't get to see that all the time, okay? You guys gotta clip that because it's not all the time you get to see that sort of elimination.
Yeah, he was starting his engines, but he's trying to find the keys. Couldn't make it in time.
Reminds me of every other movie that when this character got mugged in the car. That's exactly how it is.
And also like a horror movie too, when you're running away from something that's chasing you.
Yeah, like
Exactly
a Final
that
Destination.
scenario. Now BTR seems to be having a bit of early skirmishes against RRQ, and they are in trouble. A bit of late rescue and a bit later backup from the side of BTR just now, leaving Zuxi, who just swapped in. Unfortunately, didn't make it into actions yet.
Oh, okay, but the other members of BTR is there. Hans still gets a knockdown to Nepeko. Okay, Gen Force is on his way. Alright yet, but Lapar is down. So now it's down to one senior player and one academy player to try to win this against 3 players of RRQ.
The thing about BTR, I noticed that if they just drop themselves being challenged by a team, usually they have their guard down, and RRQ take advantage of that when BTR is still looting up. But fortunate enough for BTR, Gem Force can pick up on Lapa, and Hansel, the academy player, show what he is made of, giving so much opportunity for the rest of the team to bounce back.
Okay. And Gen Force have arrived, saying hello to the other members of RRQ, but they managed to heal up, and this is bad news for Gen Force. Fnatic knocks him down. BTR, too active. Oh, the moment he arrived, the Peko is there to knock down Lapa. Now only Hansil, the youngest player, and Fnatic went in for the flag. BTR went out without any points.
Oh, Nepeko did so much work as well. Alongside with Fnatic just now, I thought they can bounce back. BTR Hansa actually did so much work, giving so much room for the team to have a reset the moment they managed to being rescued back by the rest of the teams. But unfortunately, BTR, they didn't have enough to deal with the damage. And RQ, this is a big win. And this is more reason why every single Super Sunday today, of course, / Tuesday, Nepeko has to play.
Yeah, and his stats, yep, it might not reflect like the strongest stats, but you know that he's able to come up with something when you have been in the lineup. And when it comes to preferred weapons, it's an M4 together with an UMP. I mean, everyone loves an M4, but a UMP combined with it, UMP seems to be coming back into as one of the popular weapons. And when we talk about DBS, if you kind of know this, right? DBS is around, but not as around as before.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of players seems to be counter-attack DBS with UMP, hence UMP back into the favorite weapons lineup here. But just put DBS back in the airdrop and it's gonna be fine. That's all we requested for. But I did notice something about our chat section here, Cloud. Some of us still quite new to PUBG Mobile, and welcome to newcomers this season. And I hope you guys enjoy it so far. In case you guys don't know about the format, every single week there will be only one day for them to play the Super Sunday. Only the points from Super Sunday can make them through the grand final. So group stage just to make it to the Super Sunday, and also give a second chance for last chance stage before the Super Sunday. Then another 16 teams going into the Super Sunday, and only the points from Super Sunday will be taken into account every single week. This one day is super important.
Exactly, right? So even though if you're like number 16 right now, for example, Geek Fam, you still need to put it in because every step that you go up is one extra point. So no reason for Geek Fam to like, oh, okay, we have nothing to play for and all that. There's still a lot to play for. Every point will count because you will never know by the end of week number 3, will there be enough points or not?
Yep, we have this sort of point system, I think, around starting off 2024. So it's already 3 seasons now. I think maybe some changes starting from last year's season as well. But I don't know what's going to happen for 2025. We have no clue. Maybe there's going to be a new different format entirely too. Who knows? Surprise us, PUBG Mobile, as always. There's going to be something refreshing every single year. But these Xaviers, Sam9, these going to be the 2 teams that love to fight, that we actually see throughout the entire day. I want to see the outcome of this. Will DX actually commit to this fight, or they just part ways?
Now let's see. Speaking of part ways, right? We're going to part ways with the first stage circle, second stage circle. Here we go. And we're going to see a lot of teams. They have already parked themselves somewhere in the middle of the circle. So naturally, when it comes to second stage, a lot of teams are already in it. But there are still some teams on the outside. So I would love to pay more attention to the left side circle. Sam9, DX, NKT, they will find their way in. It's starting to get crowded.
Yep, and an alter ego on top of Minas Generalis. Right side is quite vacant. If anybody want to go for long rotation, I think this is the best time right now. If they force their way in from the left side through power grid, I mean, that's going to be a lot of trouble and hurdles to go through. And that's going to be a lot of hoops to jump for these teams. No, not even joking there, because it's going to be a rowdy run, of course, unless if they want to play a bit slow, because we do know this, the blue zone is quite far, and still stage number 2 is okay for them to take their own sweet time.
Yeah, they can. And if you think about it, right, with such a crowded circle, you might want to consider that as well. It's like, okay, let them cancel each other. Then when there's some space, you come in a bit later. So that's not too bad of an idea, right? But would it be too bad of an idea for Sam9 to pass by where RRQ is at? Oh, okay. But RRQ have this very, very high peak, and Sam9 is like really, really down there. Okay. It depends on whether Nabeko can find an angle. So far, he saw Yuhai, but it's not a good clear shot yet.
It's doable for Sam9 really, because of how steep the slopes are, so it's quite difficult for them to see at the very foot of the mountain. And also, Dap is actually giving cover fire from quite an awkward angle, a bit far from the rest of the team, but he can visualize what's on top of those hills. But I don't know, is it going to be worth fighting for the next stage though, because this is not quite in the center still. If it just shifts away towards the right later on, everything will go down in vain for Sam9 and RRQ.
Oh, Yuhai got knocked by Asa. Eliminated immediately. And RRQ, they're already dominating, of course, because they won the fight against BTR, so that was the 4 earlier points. But for Sam9, now that they know that RRQ is on top of this hill, for them to advance, to a certain extent, they need to take out RRQ. If not, they need to hope for the circle to move away and force RRQ to go. If not, players like Bubuhu, if he step out, then that's it.
This is smart from Asar. Knowing how open the space is right now for Sam9, the only way for them to actually leave is going to be taking those buggies to work. But Asar spotted out all their buggies, and now he just making sure they don't have any mobility anymore. And like it or not, for Sam9, they have to go on foot. And if they go on foot, RRQ pretty much have a great view from up above. But unfortunately for Sam9 and RRQ, like how I mentioned before, the circle shifted over towards the right. It's going to be bias in the center, but Asar is still willing to just wait it out for the IGL of Sam9 to pop his head.
Yeah, and they have the circle advantage. The blue will be on to Boboho first, and might force him to go out. That's where RQ will say, we're ready to pick up our points. So they can still play it patiently by the edge. And in fact, they have 2 players in the circle as a marker. Once they're done, they can immediately fall back to the other teammates.
That's kind of true. But Furen, will they willing to save their teammate, or just, you know what, we're just gonna go abandon this area right now, it's not worth fighting for, and go north or south right now? But they are moving towards the south. There's gonna be more teams coming out from that way, including Roy. But RRQ, not just one team, they're taking multiple more teams out there. Easy farming up here for RRQ, and now they scored at 7. This is their specialty, going for high grounds.
Yep. That is the advantage here inside of Mirama. So let's see. I really want to see how will Sem9 come out of a sticky situation. But let's let the blue do its work while we look at other fights that is happening right now. NKT as well as Roy with Spider Tan now holding this building alone. His other teammate, Mr. Joe, is behind him, and the other 2 teammates is quite far away. So I think it's a high time for them to come and back him up.
RRQ, they're just taking over Picardo with those high grounds, really. Taking their own sweet time from getting out from the blue zone. But for Roy, they kind of stuck themselves here. Spider Tan laying on the staircase, and Khan just gonna loot it back and just take and salvage whatever he can from that death box. But I have to pick out from Picardo because RRQ keeping a tight eye towards this team. They're trying to migrate into the circle.
Yeah, at least RRQ, they're like focus on the left side, right? So south side is still like pretty okay. Now Roy just needs to pray a bit harder that the attention doesn't ship away. Okay, some more. And plus, Zunos with the smoked up vehicle. Oh no, smoked up vehicle, not good, not good at all.
Oh man, I have to say Asar really put up a good work up there. Denied the mobility of the other teams. The moment they pulled over to fight them back, he's just gonna, you know what, I can't shoot you now, I will shoot your cars and vehicles, and making sure that you'll be on foot, and that's gonna be you presenting yourself to us freely. Boo Boo Hoo unfortunately couldn't make it through. It's gonna be Firen to play this by himself. Sem9, they were under the radar of RRQ, the mastermind of Picardo right now, but I'm not sure if they're willing to give their spots away, because like it or not, the circle shifted just now, but they still have around the edges of the high grounds if they want to play the bird's eye view again. But these Avis, they are taking a bit of a run and gun as well.
Yep, and I just noticed that Boboho got eliminated, so that is the latest update about Sem9 situation. Yeah, and they are out, so they were caught in that situation with RRQ that was very, very difficult for them, and finally eliminated without a single point this round. So we're moving on next. Roy, now by the edge of the circle, dealing with Talon on the other side. And Talon has the high ground. And Roy has like 2 smoke vehicles. It's not good for Roy now.
And there's also NKT to deal with for Roy. Pick your poison now, Roy. They kind of clustered up together. If they start tossing all those mollies and the hand grenades by the side of Talon, now Roy, that's definitely going to be a big problem coming up. And KT now open fire to the side of Talon. They're a bit distracted and not focusing 100% towards Roy. But FaZe Clan, they prefer to stay indoors, knowing the fact that RRQ have been shooting people from above. You know what? We got roof right now. We're not scared of you, except for the windows, of course.
Jaws, as he made his debut this round, looks like he went through a blown up vehicle, and it was Kid who actually did it. Rosemary gets 1. So that's going to be 1 for Alter Ego. Okay, here we go. Zero is together with Flippy. Okay, at least he's safe for now. But Fredo is here. Zero opens up the space, and Zero will take advantage of Fredo's focus on the Flippy.
Question is, morph down to only 1 last player, and that's going to be Zero to do all the work by himself. How to revive his teammate with the rest of the O2 start to gun them down. This one particular player have to really fight his way out right now. And Zero managed to just block those explosions. Thankfully, Desmond by saving the day, and RRQ also shutting down no to eSport. So I assume Zero gonna thank them later for this.
Oh, jumper. Oh, but Jumper technically denied his point away. Okay, that was pretty big win by Jumper, not giving his point to another team. Okay, quick thinking there, quick thinking. But that also means that O2 is out. So now for a Malaysian region team to score the chicken dinner, it is only down to Gate Bam.
Which is the team that's not performing at all and not waking up yet when it comes to the Super Sunday. We have only one more Miramar map to go after we're done with this. But on the other side, RRQ is on the rise after we had a great run from Vampires before, back-to-back at that. And RRQ after their chicken dinner run just now, definitely they are boosted up for this performance too. Look at how they place themselves across all the mountains here. Nepeko spot out one of the players from a fight. It's going to be NKT. They are picking the fights all over the place here for RRQ.
Oh, Nepeko got headshot there. His helmet immediately got shredded off his body. And his level 3 vest is even fully red now. So RRQ, by the edge, they still have face plan that they need to manage. Up north and also down south is the easier one, which is Roy, since they have the upper hand in terms of elevation against the base plan now. Might want to take advantage of the commotion.
Loving the circle. These Xaviers do have those slight high grounds. Team Secret playing at the foot of the mountain. Whoever get the highest ground there is up there. It's going to be taking a lot of advantage, but it's going to be also road in the center of the circle too. But RRQ is Karma start to hit them back here because RRQ, they've been pressured by the blue and FaZe Clan surprise them from the flank, and Assad take the shot anyhow.
Mela?
He's trying to actually do it
Mela!
well, and Mela finally making it, but unfortunately the blue hits as well with the help of Roy from behind
Oh, the
Porch.
God.
And now it's going to be the God Victorious. FaZe Clan have to deal with two teams at the same time, and KT and Roy too.
Oh my goodness, the god. He evaded Victorious and Onzens, but he finally went down. Oh man. It would have been epic if he survived that. But Yoru actually got the god. So the point was stolen away by Talon.
One after the other. Seems like there's going to be a bigger fish by the end of the day. Alter Ego next against Vampires. Vampires had a great run here today. Will Alter Ego stop the momentum? Despite of that, these Xavier's taking out on Boom. Yummy May on trying to snake himself on top of these Xavier's. But I think they know and they knew. It's almost a perfect nade, but unfortunately just a bit off. And Yummy May have to just stand up, but even though he stands for the team, but unfortunately it's going to be Team Secret stolen the points away. What is going on with the stealing here?
Man, this is daylight robbery everywhere happening here. Somebody call the police. Oh, the mission.
Nino,
Oh, wow. How does it sound again?
Nino.
Okay, that sounds like my little violin. But no small matter here, because Vampire Esports wants the points out of Alter Ego, and they'll take a boy chill.
Here comes Tony K doing his work again. Tony K doing the abnormal, but he just crashed right into Alter Ego's play. We thought Alter Ego would put a stop to Vampires, but we were wrong. Rosemary, can he do something about this? Alpha 7 kind of stuck himself between all the Vampires, biting him. Oh, he'll be sucked out alive, and Nova is going to be the victim for the Vampires, and he's dried out. Down to only Rosemary again once more, but Shrub's playing alongside the hill. He managed to get one. Rosemary get a 2. And now Rosemary, can he get a 3?
Oh, okay. Before that, he will secure his elimination point. He will get one out of Tony K. The Uzi is pretty low. Okay, now he's dealing with Stone on the right. Stone
GK?
versus Rosemary. Here we go. He's going in for the rush, but oh! Lost it to Stone.
GK is everywhere, man. Team Secret GK butting into everyone's business. Here comes GK again from the sides and break as well. Oh man, Team Secret, this is comical and this is fun to watch. Every single time we're looking at a heated up war, it is going to be Team Secret GK stealing the site, poking them and making sure he's making everything hard for the teams.
Oh man. This is really the robbery round here. Like the objectives are different now. Nine Noise, his life has been robbed away, so he has been eliminated. FaZe Clan down to 2 players. Team Secret, okay. outside circle, Xavier inside. So this could be the next fight. So we're gonna see more GK action.
What a foxy team here, Team Secret. Misery spotted out the problem, which is going to be Joker. Joker, oh, and KT, that's going to be it. Yoru finish him off, and AKT unfortunately have to finish their run in the first Mirama map here at a 2 elimination point. And on the side, I'm waiting for Team Secret, really. Team Secret making so much fun to watch, but unfortunately, Trong being shot down just now. They being caught red-handed for once here. Team Secret, how do they respond to this?
Yeah, so Team Secret, let's see here. Left side one team, in front one team, on the right one team. Okay, this is where they was need to make the right decisions. I would say they are evaluating right now, right? But if you look at like how rough the terrain is around this area, they're probably the best bet is against Xavier, but it's a good gap between them two, and Xavier will have the first shoot advantage if they advance.
But Team Secret is a shy team. They don't take confrontations. They just slowly poke them from side. So I think they're going to wait it out for Xavier to be distracted first. That might be the best case scenario on the side of Team Secret. But Vampires, they are a different team entirely. Definitely not shy for those eliminations. Despite they have duo only to work with, this time we're going to have Shrubs and Stone. Shrubs always stays alive no matter what the situation is. But the problem with their position here, Vampires have no clue the whereabouts of Void Donkey players.
Yeah, so Vampire, with only 2 pairs of eyes now, they need to really be aware of their surrounding. As I mentioned about Team Secret, yeah, they're very shy. They're taking the time. And looks like they're taking a pit stop in between their previous area and also Xavier. We'll move over to Faceland versus Talon. One need sent down by Axel, another by Yoru. They have an idea that Faceland is there, but they have no clue exactly where.
5 eliminations by Talon so far. And you have some idea Face Cleanse is there. They definitely don't know it's Face Clan, but they definitely know there's somebody there due to the vehicle itself. But they don't have a clue about Vintorius. Look how Vintorius prepared himself with the shotgun. If Yoru just want to go for the flank, he will be prepared to just open fire. But Onzen's down to only 40% of HP now. Another nade. He couldn't hold much more longer. Here comes Yoru. Can he get surprised by Vintorius?
And here we go. He's still not moving forward enough for Vintorius to surprise him. But Onzen's definitely not surprised by that.
Yep. You see that one coming? And that's it. They couldn't actually pick out because they're waiting for them to take the bait, but the bait is no more right now. What else can you bait with? Vintorius is playing it safe, it's playing it quiet. Next target for Talon, on the other hand, is going to be Void Donkey, because right now he can see what's happening here. You can see Misery on top of the map too, and Vampire is a bit busy to bridge into Void Donkey's compound.
Yeah, looking for that one knock before they start to rush in. Okay, Stone now has an idea that Vex is on the right side as he's being shot at. Shrubs also looking for another opening. But we switch over to Xavier versus Team Seeker. So this was the fight that we anticipated to happen. And the moment Team Seeker crashed in, that's it. It's Xavier that we're talking about.
You're too shy, we come for you. That's going to be Xavier's statement out of this. 5 eliminations in the hands of Xavier. Same goes for Vampires, but the difference is Xavier still have a full squad. No trader for their side. Talon, on the other hand, they have been watching, and now Vintorius is out from his hiding spot. Where to run? Not enough space and land, and that's gonna be it. Make it 7 eliminations. Talon's on the rise.
Well. Now Geekfam is starting to show up by taking out Schwupps. And they still have a full team, so anything can happen here for Geekfam. Looking at the spread of teams around this circle. On the right side seems to be fairly crowded. Oh, okay. Geekfam takes out a couple of members of Xavier. Xavier only has 1 active member left. It'll be interesting to see what's happening on the right side. But right now, Yoru tries to get one for himself as the members of Void Donkeys try to get out of their building. Try to hike up, but it's going to be a difficult hike against a Talon.
Talon has been taking a lot of long-range fights, so their resources running dry right now. The only way for them to replenish themselves is taking the fight head-on against Void Donkey and charge straight in. At least there's a hill in between Void Donkey and the rest of the other team. The moment they cross over the street, then it's going to be a clear view for the others too. But on the side of Gigfam, Audrey quite being knocked down in the center down there. But it's an open space. Here comes a nade from Burgeon. Will it hit? Will it connect? Not just yet. Unfortunately for Vampires, it's going to be the end of their run through. We're down to 4 teams as Talon still taking their high grounds and taking a long shot fight. Problem is, it's going to be their reserve running dry.
And looks like DZ is down to 1 player after fighting with Geek Fam. And Geek Fam is in the building, ladies and gentlemen, now in the top 4. Let's see if they'll be able to secure this chicken dinner and become the first Malaysian team in the Super Sunday to get the chicken dinner. All teams now have their own spread, have their own corner.
Still has that UMP, but his magazines. It's not going to work out for Yoru unless he's take the fight head on. I'm not sure about the rest of the teammate for Talon though. I think they're probably still going to have enough. But throwable wise, is it something that they want to use now? Random toss of nade by Axel. Didn't clip or connect to anybody but Parjin. The moment he stopped the engine, oh, all eyes on to the side of Parjin. Here comes Gig Fam and the bullets flying over from Talon's side too.
Ooh-wee. But no elimination yet. Okay, Parjin's still alright, but Aizen is gonna make sure that he will not be alright for long. Now comes in with his M4 and Aizen being shot back. Okay, closer nade this time, but it will not land on the Parjin at all. And Damroot is also here. Okay, here we go. Oh, Damroot, the one last sticker bell, so close!
That's not even 1 HP. There's 0.5 HP. But back to the side of Vaxi. Minute 14 with an 8 times go. You can ask even better weapon at this. But Shredded almost his best. Audrey fired back. One bullet for what? And 18 bullet left. Audrey, you have nothing.
Oh.
1 bullet on minute 14, 60 bullets and no reserve. What to do?
Man needs a reload there. Hopefully his other teammates are able to spare him a couple of bullets. Definitely needs it. Okay, Damroot will pick up. That is the first mission for Mika. Damroot will be able to heal up. There will be enough time. And Yoru spots Mika. But the terrain is not easy for Yoru. But he's very low as well.
Is it going to be a brawl for our last round here? Do anybody have their machete and their pens to toss later today? But on the side of Void Donkey, they have plenty of bullets still. Mika also have a lot of reserve there, giving a bit of pressure on the side of Talon. Talon, they have to be a bit more conservative with their munitions down there. And Aizen trying to open up space. Will goes for the side of Damroot. They have to open up their formation. If Talon, they still sticks as a cluster, it's gonna be the end. But lucky enough for them, Gig Fam don't have any troubles to be deployed of.
Okay, here we go. Geek Fam in the top 2 right now, up against Talon. And now Geek Fam only has Misery to deal with because Yoru is knocked down. Yoru will not be able to be safe in time. One nade set across. Now they're going to throw everything on the Misery. Gonna put pressure onto him. Misery tosses a nade back. Misery will not have time to become a teammate. He gets knocked out to Aizen. Misery, will he deny with a point? Omika from the side. 10 eliminations now for Geek Fam, and they need to finish out the job. Misery, only about 10% of health left.
Oh man, and that's gonna be the last of him. Finally, a Malaysian team can actually get a chicken in. It's gonna be Gig Fam, but the ammunition just now, it was down to 1 bullet. To most of the players have been aggressive, of course. Congratulations to Gig Fam.
Well, this is Geek Fam showing that do not doubt them. 7-9 out, 0-2 out. Yes, they're above us. Yes, we are below. We know that. We admit that. We are number 16, but do not write us off. This is Geek Fam, ladies and gentlemen, the first team from the Malaysian region to score the chicken dinner.
From the very bottom now, slowly rising up, but we have only 1 more map to go for Super Sunday / Tuesday here. Damroot, despite so many damage dished out down there, 1,157. This explains why they're running out of ammunition. He only got himself 1 eliminations in total of elimination of around 8, 10, 11. it's gonna be more than enough to slowly push himself up their numbers. But 30% of headshot, that's gonna be another high percentage of accuracy coming out from Dan Root.
But despite one elimination, 1,157 damage. That is so much. That is a lot there. 217 damage received. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the ratio, right, it's 1 to 1,157. So I think the math is quite easy to calculate. 16% team contribution, 27 minutes, 47 seconds, survival time.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the knockdown stats, probably it's going to be one of the highest. But it's going to be the sad award, of course. He didn't get too much eliminations out of that. But maybe because of his teammate followed through what he has worked for. But when it comes to the top 4 teams, Geek Fam, Talent, Xaviers and RRQ. And RRQ have the least amount of full squad time down there. But they played it well. Quite a consistency here today. But let's rewatch the highlight of Winner Winner Chicken Dinner coming up from Geek Fam.
I like the fact that when Geek Fam rotate, they avoid the power grid area, so they didn't lock themselves in with the high ground, gatekeeping. So great work there. 21 points for Geek Fam. Geek Fam is back, and let's not forget about Talent. 13 points, and also Xavier with 11 points. So this is the double-digit club. Congratulations to the top 3.
But also congratulations for Q keeping such consistency here today with 9 eliminations without any placement points. Thanks to Asar and Nepeko just now, who actually got himself quite a high vintage view on top of, was it around, what's the place called again? Picado just now. I agree, Geek Fam avoided that entirely, but there's so many zeros down here, Cloud.
Boom Esports, 7-9, BTR. I mean, these are huge teams here who are not able to get points out of this round. BTR, we saw that fight against RRQ, and 7-9, they were blocked out by also RRQ. It's all RRQ's fault, guys.
22, 23, 55. I love the numbers on RRQ. They managed to get everything double the number. That's a beautiful way to do it today.
Yeah. 2-2, 3-3. Okay, that's 55. So they're still trailing behind Vampire Esports by 3 points. So being the champions of the Super Sunday, it still means that they gain more points. So RQ definitely would want to take that away. They still maintain a this time let's see here, 9. Okay, they have a 9-point gap between them and the Xavier. But moving on to page 2. Okay, because of Geek Fam, they are now in page 1, by the way, so we don't see them in page 2. Instead, it's now O2, number 16, the only team with a single digit.
At least FaZe Clan do have some progress based on their entire day performance. They have been eliminated way early so many times. They're unusual to see, but it's quite a gap, it's quite a stretch here when it comes to catching up the numbers. When it comes to the last Miramar map, can they still do it now? It definitely doesn't look too much important when it comes to it's still week 1 of Super Sunday. There are chances this team might not have their next Super Sunday here, so they have to put that in their mind and try to push as much points as possible to accumulate for every single Super Sunday.
Yeah, and that goes to any team. Nobody is safe. But we're safe to say that Damroot and Misery is being compared here in the head-to-head chart. So Misery came up with 2 eliminations while Damroot 1. But when it comes to damage, the ratio here, Damroot has a lot more damage. If you compare ratio, that is 1,157. Assists definitely goes to Damroot with the amount of damage that he came out with. 3 assists as compared to Misery 2. But when it comes to overall team contribution, it's still Misery 32%. But Damroot, at the end of the day, he had the last laugh with the chicken dinner.
True, but also it's quite sad to see this head-to-head. These two players have putting up so much work, which didn't tally up with the eliminations out there. I think thanks to Team Secret GK, that's been stealing from afar multiple times, have been knocking these players down every time they try to finish off their job. But we're down to the last chicken of the day. I'm happy that we have very different teams from various different regions that scored their chicken here today, who will get the last laugh of today when it comes to the last Miramar.
Yeah, so now that we've completed all the regions, so the last one will be anything. Yeah, I guess by now it's like, may the best team win it, right? So great work. But will be interesting to see, now that I think about it, a team from like the end of page 2 come up with the final chicken dinner just to make it dramatic, right? Like last minute they're able to maybe get the chicken dinner, end somewhere in the middle and score decent super weekend points.
I mean, I would love to see that, of course, but based on the momentum, I don't know if that's doable. But I think even at the very bottom teams, example here, O2 Esports, they definitely are aggressive. It's just they caught themselves in a various amount of teams crossfire. That's it. It's all about the circle, of course, but when it comes to the circle of Miramar, it's quite unpredictable. It has not been the same circle. We barely got same circles here, especially in Miramar, but I don't want to jinx it too early.
Well, that was one sit to Geek Fam, and they scored the chicken dinner. So just saying, right? Just saying. So
you have the golden mouth here today, so I think it's best for us to follow your call.
Just saying. So my call is that okay, someone from page 2, second half of page 2, that one last chapter. Okay, I think that will be the best. That will be the most interesting. Just for dramatic purpose, just for us to have like, okay, cool. Because if it's like the top team that gets it, it's like, yeah, cool. But then it's
it's no fun in that.
Yeah, that's the whole point, right? So if it's like that final chapter team that gets it, then that's where the whole fun is.
That's kind of true. I'm hoping. I'm actually looking forward for Roy here. I haven't seen the best of Roy yet. We definitely see some NKT highlights here and there, but man, Roy, come on. I missed the Roy that we just saw yesterday, and then the day before and the week before, entire week here. Roy, it feels like they're back to their old momentum, which wasn't that great.
Yeah, we did see a glimpse of like Roy here and there, but we haven't seen like that Roy that has been like, okay, able to come up with chicken dinners and just like how they perform like during the group stages. So yeah, been a bit missing. But Snape, he's not missing now, so it looks like he's going to replace No Mercy for the final round.
I personally love whenever Snape's around because he is like this off-angle shooter every time making an opening for the team. But we do have another swaps coming in from Morph as well. Now Morph, can they pull off another record breaking when it comes to the last map here? They did it before, can they do it again?
Well, looks like we will only have those 2 swaps. No further updates from our officials. And it will be interesting to see if those swaps will bring significant impact to those teams. And the Pool Mini Sports still going to stick with their lineup here with Flyboy in it. And of course, for Geek Fam, they're not going to change. They just got the chicken dinner. So they're going to keep up with the momentum. So it's going to be final round here, ladies and gentlemen. Miramar it is in our Super Sunday.
Last run for week number 1, Super Sunday / Tuesday. But next week is going to be the same old rotation. Next week starts tomorrow, guys, so don't miss it out. And also don't forget about the Metro Royale we have during the weekends, because there's going to be the old players like the legendary old players, the veteran players like G9 is there, Godard is there, Martin is there. So if you guys want to see them in action, it's going to be versus the zombies during the Metro Royale on the weekends. But right now, heading over to the last Miramar map, more south flight path again. Yeah, I don't know, like the aircraft just don't seem to fancy the northern side at all.
Well, if only the circle fancies the south. And when we say south is Patona, that will make our day. Oh, this flight path, cool. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no.
okay. Yeah, maybe we just shouldn't say it, right? Maybe if we don't say Patona, maybe it will show up. I don't know. We should try something opposite. We should try reverse psychology now.
We try to reverse psychology the circle.
Yeah.
How is the circle even human to start with?
We love lost learners. Give us
No,
lost learners.
I'm so scared right now. Whenever you mention it, it's a nightmare. Oh, but it's gonna be
I rest my
Chumacera
case.
circle. Chumacera probably.
I'm
Yeah,
done.
we love lost learners. Thank you, circle.
I'm
The
done.
circle is human now.
Yeah.
I didn't know that we can reverse psychology the circle this way.
Yeah, well, I'll show myself to the door. Okay, good night, people. Bye.
Thank you, Clap, for reverse psychologying the circle in a very odd way, but you made it, man. I mean, like, definitely your mouth today has been the golden mouth.
Wow.
And yeah, definitely we want to see that. But please say that you hate Patona now. Just say it, so it will happen.
Yeah, Patona. What place is that? Sounds like
Okay.
potato for me. Patona,
Okay.
potato.
We'll wait stage 2 then afterwards, okay? We'll see if that actually works. But and speaking of which, I wish right now for at least all the teams that competing in this Super Tuesday / Sunday can end up with a double digit by the end of the day. That would be one of the best Super Sunday ever.
I would want to see if there's a wish list. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell, right? Like the teams at the bottom, they're all supposedly like amazing teams with their own amazing moments. So I don't have one particular team that I would say that okay, give that team that chicken dinner. It's like they're all so good. I mean, that's why they're in Super Sunday, right?
Yeah. I mean, even though we don't see the best of them during the Super Sunday, but during the group stage, they show what they're capable of. But that's the thing. Sometimes I feel like the teams that we always highlight on, the teams we're big fans, of course, like Vampires, even BTR, even RQ, especially the Indonesian region teams, right? I feel like during the group stage, they just play enough to just make it through to the Super Sunday, and then they save it for later, because we can see almost a lot of time we don't see a lot of Nepeko, like Redface. They didn't even play during the group stage. It's like they're saving it something for later. But we do have the stats for Misery, 0.7, and Mini 14. I love the fact we don't have too much DBS these days.
Yeah, Mini 14, M416. DBS does show up like occasionally, right? But not as popular as like before. Like everyone has their DBS. Like it's an M4 DBS and that's about it. But now we're seeing a variety. Sometimes we see a Mini 14, sometimes we see a UMP, sometimes we see a DBS, and I'm liking it. I wonder, is it this, right? I wonder, is the DBS spawn being secretly nerfed or secretly reduced?
I think so. Maybe that's the case,
Huh?
but the case here is gonna be DX versus Boom. Boom. A bit of a trade-off between these two teams right now, 1-1. These Xaviers, can they follow up evenly? As Nate managed off, you know what, you mentioned DBS, there goes your DBS plays. And that's gonna be the end for the side of Boom. That's a quite early rest day for Boom, yeah.
Unfortunate for them. And the worst news is that, okay, they are the first team to go out. That means that everyone else is still in the game. Team Secret, BTR, Morph can overtake them. Face Clan and the Good Day can overtake them. Raw on a Good Day can overtake them. Anyone at the bottom can still have a good day or a decent day, and Boom will push further down.
Lucky this is actually not the last chance stage here. It's just the Super Sunday. The just is actually unjust as well. This is super important. We don't know if Boom can make it for the next Super Sunday. I mean, yeah, they are the back-to-back champions, but seemingly right now they are not in their best form yet. Always collide with another team during their rotations for their second checkpoint. They definitely have to go back to the drawing board to re-study and revise the rotations for the next few days, especially starting tomorrow. They don't have any downtime at all for these teams. Tomorrow is starting off week number 2 group stage as well.
Yeah, this is where they'll be hoping for them to be in a group that at least give them a day's break tomorrow, which is Group B. Yeah, the best group. You don't play the first day, and then you play 2 days straight, and you get to see what happens in day number 1. So you get to like have an idea of how everyone's playing so far. So yeah, that is the draw that every other team will be hoping for, to be in Group B. Except if you have all the heavy hitters in Group B, then well, that could be a different story.
Speaking of Group B, I do want to see the reshuffles for next week, which gonna be tomorrow as well. If we have very similar amount of teams, like the name of the teams that's gonna be in the Group B, because so far when it comes to week number 1, definitely I agree. Group B have too much heavy hitters that half of Group B already go straight to the Super Sunday early on. We're gonna have to wait and see with the distribution of the teams will equalize the playing field here. Well, we're probably gonna be almost the same. But on the side of Talon, well, they definitely want to finish off strong. So I can see that they try to aggressively find a position to compete with the other teams nearby. But Vampires, and this is a different story entirely. They have their sudden rise when Newsy just happened to be performing so much on the second last Ranger, and it seems like it boosted the morale of Vampires entirely.
Oh yeah, and it's not like they had like a perfect day, right? They like had, they even had like a their second game that they had 0 points. Sanhawk wasn't memorable, and they had that one super game before the break, and they're still able to maintain the pace. Now it's a matter of the final game, because 3 points is easily overtaken by RRQ. But we're looking at O2 now. They got that first knock against a member of the Xavier. Now the rest of them will need to rush in. Okay, Lamborghini is still bleeding out, so there's still opportunity for O2 to try to secure that point.
Twice in a row now, these Xaviers, after one to the other, they dealt with Boom before and got themselves quite a major victory at 4 points. Now they have to deal with OT Esports. Seems like it was a deliberate rotation on the side of these Xaviers to keep on colliding with the teams here. But O2 Jumper managed to take down on Nate T, but the circle will shift. We're gonna have to wait and see, and you did it, Cloud. We actually will get the one that we don't like. Of course we don't like Paterna. What we can actually see here for the first time, teams getting inside Paterna, and the first one will be Gig Fam.
Yeah, still don't like Paterna. Keep it away from me. I'm allergic to Paterna. Nope, no Paterna for me. Yeah. But Gig Fam is definitely not allergic to it. I mean, they still have a few players down there, so they can still migrate in case they go Paterna, or the circle goes Paterna, in which we are so allergic of it. Yes, I had to repeat that multiple times just to be sure that it's heard. Okay, I despise Patona.
Circle, did you hear that? We've reverse psychology you now. We can actually get a fight with the circle for once, right? Even though we don't know who's controlling the circle. But these days, this is what really happened. They actually by accident bumped into Boom. And Boom trying to make some comeback. Boom did not expect this kind of collision as well. It's a surprise for both team, and the frustration on Yami. Oh my god, Flyboy, calm down. It's okay, at least we still have week number 2 upcoming tomorrow.
Yeah, I can understand the frustration since teams below them can overtake them still and quite easily, especially Team Secret, and now just below them by a tiebreaker. So they just need that 1 point. And BTR already collected 1, so they're getting closer to pushing Boom down further. So, man, you can definitely feel that frustration with Flyboy. But Alter Ego, they're not feeling frustrated. In fact, they're feeling motivated to try to get this point.
Yep. The collision happens when you least expect them to be, but for Alter Ego, this is planned. Okay. 0-2 jumper. That's a 4-time scope by Octa, and the spray ball and Brazen is trying to go for more. He tried to secure those eliminations, but I think 0-2, they lost 1 man early on and down to only 1 more player left. What a long shots coming up from Alter Ego. These guys, they can actually see every single pixel in their devices.
I know, right? Even as on a bigger screen, it's like, what is that? And they're still able to do it with a phone. As big of a screen as from a phone, so gotta give them a lot of respect for being able to do that. But Alter Ego, let's see if they'll be able to do it against Vampire Esports. If they can, then RRQ will give Alter Ego a lot of respect.
Alter Ego, a bit more than they can chew. These vampires we're talking about, they are on the rise. They are going for another hunt. Yeah. Here comes the rest of the team. Tony K, as per usual, going for off angle. He can actually see every single player of Alter Ego moving there, and he got chipped down quite a bit. Have to reset himself. The circle just moves away. Unfortunately, you don't get to see Patona here today, but this is quite a tricky circle. We've seen this before. Multiple level of terrains, a lot of valleys in between. Whoever got the highest ground, which usually are you going to take it away, can they utilize the high grounds again?
And with the road split in the middle of the circle, reminds me of a traditional marble. And the teams will need to manage that as well later on. But for Alter Ego, they need to manage the fact that Octa is now down and Vampire Esports have the terrain advantage against them. And Alva cooking up this nade. Tony K in front doing the same as well. Alva will toss his first nade. The nade will not connect. Oh, will not connect completely at least. But Alva! That's the nade from Tony K.
Tony K never miss. But here comes the last nade from Tony K. Will he willing to just toss it to a side of Alter Ego? But lucky enough, Rosemary is nearby. Octa will be revived. Stone got knocked down by Rosemary instead. Here comes Rosemary. Will he get roasted or will he finally be a beast? Yeah. Spot it out, Newsy. Here comes the spray. He got another one. Rosemary finish off Newsy's run here. Down to only 2 more players left on the Vampire side, and Rosemary just secured those eliminations in case the other 2 of Vampires happen to be popping out.
And after that long standoff and a couple of knocks onto Alter Ego, Vampire Esports actually got nothing out of it. So RRQ, they are rejoicing. Oh, but okay, at least Tony K got 1. Okay, and now he's leaving. Okay, 59 points now. But oh no. He's now down to Schweppes and he doesn't have the circle. This is going south for Vampire Esports.
Oh, not yet. Schweppes doing all the job he can actually do. On the side of Octa, he's running out of bullets just now. Only 6 more in that reserve magazines. While the side of Alter Ego again. Rosemary trying to revive. Here comes the nade. A bit overcooked. Mid-air explosion. Boy Chill now suffering in the blue zone as well. We're talking about stage number 3. It's not easy to revive from that area. But lucky enough for Octa, he will be rescued. But for the side of Schweppes, he needs to leave now.
Oh man. Okay, he has 3 first aids though. But Alter Ego still there, and Vampire Esports confirmed out. They will end this round at 59 points, locked in for the first Super Sunday. Now RRQ will be licking their lips, telling themselves that, hey, it's only 9 points difference. We just need, if we want to not think about the tiebreaker, all they need to do is score 5 points, and RRQ will be number 1.
But it might be a surprise by Alter Ego the way they play. I have to say, we have to thank Rosemary for that. He did so much work by himself. Rescue mission up and go straight for the frag and back towards the rescue and back towards the guns again. He's been doing so much work by himself, playing around with his teammate. But unfortunately for Rosemary and the rest of Alter Ego, it's going to be a long journey for them to still get into the circle. But for O2 Esports, they're just going to give them away towards the blue zone whilst they were swimming. Next area of circle. These aviars do have the center, but unfortunately there's only Paragin left.
And RRQ, they are up north here. Now we do have them on screen. Still unchallenged, but their biggest challenger could be BTR. Since the last we saw the map, I noticed that they're rotating towards RRQ. And if they do, well, look at the high ground advantage that RRQ has in case BTR do come by.
Rosemary coming out from the south just now, knocked down by Gig Fam, but FaZe Clan seems like a three-way war down south down there. FaZe Clan, Gig Fam, and as well as Gig Fam, Alter Ego seems to having a go, but FaZe Clan, like I mentioned before, this terrain is difficult. You have a street in between, and whoever got the highest ground will take advantage and do have a better view to just stop the player from rotating inside of the circle. And the rest of the team coming from southwest side, at least it's quite a clear path and the terrain can cover them for a bit. 7-9, they're taking it slow and easy, but the problem is, do they know about NKT's presence behind them?
Oh, but Potato knows Linux took him out. And that is going to be another play out. BTR and RRQ. Okay, so this is the fight that we kind of anticipated. So RRQ is prepared for it with the terrain advantage to them. They're getting into a better position now. Okay, RRQ, BTR. Last time they met, RRQ won. BTR would like revenge.
Seems like a 1-to-1 trade. Round 2 between these two teams. And Fnatic open up another space for the teams to take over BTR. Right now, seems like it's only Zaxi left. Zaxi have to deal with Fnatic and the rest of RRQ by himself there. But on the side of RRQ, can they pick up Asa? They need Asa. He did so much work in the last one. But the nade will be tossed and BTR is slowly backing off so they can actually revive their teammate. The problem is they don't have enough men. And we have Snake coming up from the off angle. Here comes the backstab.
Oh, here we go. They know it's one more to go. So this should be an easy cleanup there by RRQ. And BTR, they fall for the second time in a row to the hands of RRQ. And they're out this round with only 1 point. So BTR not able to overtake Boom Esports. Instead, now Morph and FaZe Clan can potentially overtake BTR.
I guess BTR have to deal with RRQ the entirety of the tournament and have to think about how to win RRQ first so they can actually survive long enough, because it's always on hot trails. Every single time BTR and RRQ having a go, it's like so many times by now. But Spider10, he always going to show us something interesting. I want to see if he can surprise 7-9 with his tactics. But 7-9 coming in first, initiating the fight with Nates galore coming indoors to a side of NKT. But none of them connect yet.
They need that one knock as an opening. That will give them the signal to push in onto NKT. Another one sent across. Nothing. Spider-10's pretty low, so he'll take his time to heal up. At the same time, myself, this team's monitor the next circle. Oh, this area is still in the circle, so it's going to be a worthwhile fight.
Oh no, it's Void Donkey being the opener for NKT's fight versus 7-9 here. So Boo Boo, who knows exactly where Spider-10 was just now, was trying to take out Spider-10 by himself, but unfortunately, the moment he being knocked down from Void Donkey before, Spider-10 straight away going indoors and they close the door and go for revival. Next, NKT, the God and Mr. Joe taking the front line. Yuhai coming in for the rush. They're prepared for the corners here. They try to bait them out. Spout out. And straight away with the DB as clean it up. Clean and crispy, that one. Next, 7-9 going for the second floor instead.
Yeah, quick check over corner there, and that save 7-9. So now, it's time to go in for the rush. Okay, toss one nade. Firen cooking up the second nade. Counter nade by NKT. Try to buy some time. Mr. Joe together with Joker in the same building together. 7-9 now resetting themselves, preparing for the next rush.
Resetting for 7-9. Take it slow and easy, but the problem is Void Donkey seems to be interested too from afar. You have to be extra careful not overpicking themselves. RIQ having problems to deal with, which is going to be Morph next for the contenders. Sam9, but we're playing on the outskirts. Mr. Joe next. It's go time. Sam9 going in for the rush. They try to flush the entire crew of NKT out, but they are changing their positions here. Into the next building they go, but Yuhai spot him actually going upstairs. Yuhai, he needs another member to go alongside with him, but Firan actually goes straight for the second floor with that jump.
Wow, some parkour work there by Firan. And he managed to heal up as well. Okay, here we go. Spider 10 comes into the building. Yuhai on the outside. Firan on the outside as well. He does have a DBS together with the Sky on the other hand. Firan is pretty low. He needs to heal up again. But second time around, same goes for Yuhai. Boboku, we need to buy time. As Spider 10 now is going to be the final member. 10% of health. Heals up. He's out of throwables. So Spider 10 will depend on his trusty weapons.
Oh, not gonna be enough. It's actually
Oh.
Gig Fam from the cross, the other side of the road that finish off and steals away Sam9's point. But RQ is on domination despite it being charged by Morph before, and now Team Secret as well. Maybe even FaZe, but RQ is not backing down from any fight today, even though there's only going to be one player left, which is going to be Asa. But Asa trying to deal with one team at a time, so he's trying to figure out which team he will pick here. Whoever try to approach him first, he will take up the fight. Flippy coming about on the backside of Asa with his vehicle just now. So Asa is back in the shack waiting for Flippy to show himself first. But the problem is blue zone is closing in and RQ didn't get the circle.
Yeah, and RRQ scored 5 eliminations. So now they have overtaken Vampire Esports. They're now at number 1. Unless teams like Sam9 can score a chicken dinner, then maybe, just maybe, they can snatch away the number 1 spot. But for RRQ, as of now, no circle, like what you said, moves forward. Team Secret doesn't know he's there, but wait a second. Morph does!
They've been keeping tabs of Asa the longest time, unfortunately. Well, RQ, they got quite a number of eliminations. Our top teams all being eliminated early is the rise of the second pager, Cloud.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Teams on page number 2. Okay. Maybe we might see a second page team towards the end that gets a chicken dinner. There's still that possibility. I mean, we have Roy, FaZe Clan, a Morph even can possibly still do it because they have a full team.
Probably. I'm waiting for Roy to make some actions here. FaZe and Roy, surprisingly FaZe, despite they have those high grounds, the longest of time, but unfortunately every single time they try to pick out, there'll be more than one team they have to deal with. So they try to go for the safe place for now, waiting for anybody to pop their heads around the corner. While Gig Fam, they have to cross the street, cutting across Alter Ego, climb up the mountains just to be where FaZe Clan, and it's going to be a lot of trouble to deal with first, a lot of mysteries to be solved there. Gig Fam, they put up first front player Mika, he's taking a shot and taking it out. Octa close to being knocked down entirely from the back line. Shots of Gig Fam players. The support, the cover fire is actually worked out for Gig Fam. They're playing a tag team, but Rosemary not giving them any space. Here comes the rush and the flank from Rosemary.
And here we go. And normally sent across onto Damroot. He sees Damroot, he gets a knockdown. And now Aizen is the only active member left for Gig Fam, and Octa will be knocked. Now they're all in focus on the Aizen. Aizen has to do a big clutch here. But at the end of the day, when you have Rosemary there, he comes in and Gig Fam goes out.
Rosemary did so much work, man. He's back to being Rose carry for the team. Revive, rescue, and going for eliminations. That's the aim for the day. Making sure he's not going there all by himself. At least the cover fire from his teammate actually bought him so much space and time to actually deal with the work. Sam9, on the other hand, is going to be a steep slope for them. Talon and Void Donkey will be gatekeepers from above. Team Secret try to force a FaZe out of their comfort zone. Get out from those buildings. We want to see you. But Morph also might charge towards FaZe Clan at the same time.
Yeah, so that's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially even 5 teams. Okay, 5 teams on the minimap that could disrupt everything that's happening here. So will be rather interesting to see how Team Secret will manage this. Imagine they take one fight, the fight's over, a third party could happen because all these teams are that close to each other. But we're also checking out the elimination feed, and Boy Donkeys becomes the next team to be eliminated, and they only score one place on point this time.
Terrain's not making it easier for the players. Roy finally make an action. Finally making a move. Morph 086 reserve in his AKMs. I don't know about his M4, but definitely he's probably going to have more bullets in there. Car swap over to his Car L. Hoping they will drop the nade and connected. It's going to be go time for the side of Roy. Zero is down. You left to actually do the work for Morv. Morv in trouble. Here comes the push by GK first with his S12K, but they spotted out. Flippy tried to run away. They would not let him off the hook yet. Can the rest of Roy follow up and clean up the job for GK2?
And UK, man, this guy, all of a sudden he has been showing up again. And that's good news for Roy. 3 eliminations so far. And they got themselves up onto number 14 for now. Let's see if they can get more out of this. They're also collecting placement points. So that's something to keep in mind too. As for Team Secret, if they want more placement points, they have to move forward. So this fight against FaZe Clan is inevitable.
FaZe Clan didn't take the compound and the buildings where Team Secret's GK is at. They know for a fact the team start to push from there, so they're pretty smart themselves. Wanza's playing from the outside, making sure that everybody else will be covered in case they're being rushed in later on, but breaking the rest of Team Secret. Try to flush FaZe Clan out. Mela is out showing himself, but Mela's pretty low himself. Mela playing around the box actually worked out for him. Now GK made a bit of a U-turn back to his indoors, but it's going to be FaZe Clan victorious for GK back on Zens. Can he follow through? There's nothing that he can actually see from here.
Yeah, it's difficult if you're up against a building, especially if you don't have that opportunity to crash in, but you're forced to move because of the zone. And now FaZe Clan will make sure that point is not going to be denied away, and they will take out the final member of Team Secret. They are out at number 6 with 1 elimination point, and FaZe Clan scores 4 eliminations, and they go up above Roy.
A great defense coming up from FaZe Clan just now, but unfortunately their compound is not inside of a circle, and they were hiking. And big spotted by Axel. What a clean shot just now, and a clean view for Talent's player to shut him down. But unfortunately for Alter Ego, they lost Rosemary before, leaving with only Octa to do the job alone. Now Octa, he can play alongside the slides, but it's not going to be enough as the Blue Zone also pressure him out. So Talent, they scored 3 elimination from that, 6 in the back. It's going to be full squad of Talent to deal with the rest of FaZe and Roy.
Well, Talent, FaZe, and Roy, it's 4v4v4. FaZe Clan managed to revive Onzens, so they're back as a full team. Now, circle-wise, everyone has a piece of the circle, but for Roy, they're in the middle of the circle, so they could be the center of attention now. Mela from the side spots out Zunos, but not able to get a knock. No advantage yet, so they're gonna play this carefully because they know that there's more than one team around.
Mela. Can he be the Mela that we used to know? He doesn't have any hand grenades, no throwables, but at least he got level 3 of VATS and equipment. He got himself an extra bonus from that airdrop. But Roy, they are spreading out into 2-1-1 formation. The 2 in the center will push up to the front line, while Juke and the other flanker will give them cover fires. But will FaZe Clan take the bait here? FaZe Clan, they're definitely aware there will be some surprises from the side, so they definitely prepared for that.
Yeah. So everyone's like preparing themselves for the final moment. We may need to wait for stage 9 now because everyone has their own corner. So stage 9 will force everyone will move towards the center. That's where it will be havoc because everyone will be shooting at each other potentially at the same time. It's going to be super duper interesting. But the team that will face the Wrath of the Blue a little bit earlier is going to be FaZe Clan and also Talent. So Roy, they just need to stay super disciplined now.
But the problem with Roy, the elevations do favor more on FaZe Clan. Roy, they don't have 4 men. When it comes to numbers, they are at disadvantage. And even the ground zone not on their side. FaZe Clan Mela coming up from the sides here. Mela trying to open up the space for the team. Here comes the Mollies as well. Did not connect and did not hit anybody. Talent is down as well for one player. Can FaZe Clan secure their chicken dinner here?
Oh, this could be their moment here. And let's remember, they are the team at the end of phase 2 when we started this round. But FaZe Clan need to wrap up things. Here up against Roy. Mela will get a knockdown to Car from Roy. But the counter fire came in and Ninos is now down on his knees. That's in 2K and Onson's now with another angle will secure another elimination point. He will secure another elimination point out of 2K as well. And now Roy only has 1 player left on the other end.
FaZe Clan, they know this terrain so well. They love this map so much. They know how to play the slopes of the hill and they utilize it perfectly well. And it's doable for FaZe Clan as long as they got the rescue mission up. It's getting back to 4 members versus 1 push of Roy, and that's it. It's gonna be a chicken dinner in their hands. It's 90% now. They can close it to 100 as FaZe finish their run of the day, despite having couple zeros back to back in the wrangle before. But they have redeemed themselves with the last Miramar map with the chicken dinner.
And this is a chicken dinner for a team that was last seen at the final page. And with this chicken dinner, this will definitely boost themselves up significantly in the overall charts, giving them a lot more points from this Super Sunday. What a round it was. What a much needed round it was for FaZe Clan. And together with the chicken dinner, they brought with them 8 eliminations.
How much will they jump when it comes to the overall ranking across the board later on? But we definitely have to thank Onzens for this one. 814 damage by himself. Definitely the MVP with 4 eliminations as well. Team contribution wise, 38%, 28 minutes and 54 seconds for survival time. But I have to say, FaZe Clan, that was a flawless run. They didn't lose any members, and it was the last map that they're finally rising up to the game. Can they still push their numbers up? Because we have to wait for week 2.
Oh yeah. Now we are winding down week number 1, but we'll look through the numbers in a little bit more, as we also have to congratulate Alter Ego, Roy, as well as Talent for being one of the top teams to watch here. And the best part is that Alter Ego played a full squad time of 12 minutes 50 seconds, but still able to come out on top. And part of their big contribution is Rosemary, who showed up, especially up against Geekram at some point, to net them a good amount of elimination points. Great work by all these teams as we check out the highlights brought to you by none other than FaZe Clan.
across the players' camp just now. I can see some frustration moments for the teams. I don't blame them because there's so many unexpected collision in the early stage of the map itself. They did not see that one coming, but they see this coming for their chicken dinner for FaZe Clan. 18 points in total, alongside with Alter Ego 12 elimination points. My oh my, they have risen back into this tournament.
Yeah, I would love to see like the breakdown, like how many came from Rosemary at the end of the day. But that's fine as long as they scored it as a team. Then that is where it all matters. On page 2, Boom Esports. They went out very, very early, and we saw that early on. The only team without any points at all. So without any points, and with the performance of teams on page 2, I mean, they got pushed down quite a bit, in which we'll know how significant is that in the overalls and a little bit more.
Personally, if we have the MVP, I think we probably gonna have the MVP for the first week Super Sunday. I think it's well deserving for Rosemary, really, because he did so much work today. We can see it, how he wanted to push his team so much. With so much work he put into it, I mean, he's well deserving for that. But when it comes to the overalls, RRQ and Vampire is only 1 point shy. Yeah, very close gap indeed.
Yeah, I know, right? Because they scored 5, Vampire 4, so that is how they overtook. And mission complete by RRQ. Disable was not able to catch up. But on page 2, Boomies are pushed down to 14 because they are early elimination. And FaZe Clan, after that chicken dinner, number 9, they'll take that.
They can take whatever they need, because who knows, we'll be having the same team to be in the next Super Sunday. We're gonna have to wait and see for O2 Esports. This is their first ever Super Sunday. 11 points, not too shabby, but when it comes to weekly rankings, it's gonna be the same as well, because we'll be waiting for week 2 and week 3, and so far RRQ taking the lead. And do remember the 30 hit point start when it comes to the grand final do play a big part for the grand finals as well.
And this is it, ladies and gentlemen, also including the points for the weekly rankings. But of course, it is pretty straightforward because it's only week number 1. But if we add on like week 2, Super Sunday points later on, and then
Guys,
we'll start to see
thanks
like,
for
this
tuning.
chart be,
मिलते हैं कल सिम पे,
significantly
बाय बाय.
interesting.
एंड हाँ, जो भी न्यू है जल्दी से
But
लाइक
our
शेयर
MVP
सब्सक्राइब कर
today.
देना. रूटर पे भी लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब कर देना.
Rosemary
बाय बाय,
is here.
मिलते हैं कल स्ट्रीम पे.
He's definitely deserved.